Hello, everyone, and welcome to NECC. We got Warriors Gold versus UAlberta Amber here. We got an exciting game coming up today. I'm Karthing, and with me is Jack. How are you feeling today?
After 1 week wait, after our previous match we cast together, I am so excited for some more Warriors action. Today we are going to be seeing the Warriors Gold team go up against the undefeated Alberta Amber. They're 3-0 in the
Ooh.
NECC Division 1. Warriors Gold yet to pick up a win yet at 0-2, but we're hoping to see a very competitive and exciting match today.
Yeah, and UAlberta is just looking so strong. Haven't dropped a single game so far, and they're going to be looking to continue that streak today. I think they've just got a great read on the meta. They got everything down, and they've come in strong into this league. But Waterloo, a little bit more of a rough start, right? So we'll have to see if they can get their stuff together and bring their A game today.
Yeah, as we always say, it's not about how you start. How you finish is going to be how you're remembered. So we should be jumping into draft here just in a little bit. But yeah, I'm just once again super excited to be going into these games here soon.
Yeah, and any exciting picks you want to see come out today as we head into draft?
So one thing about the U Alberta Amber team's top laner Bai, he loves to play very fight oriented top laners. None of this tank stuff. He's pulling out Gnar, Camille, Renekton as well, and I'm gonna love to see some action up towards this top side here. As well, the bot laner for the Amber team has focus surprisingly on magic damage AP carries. So things like Seraphine or Ziggs or things of that nature.
Yeah, and speaking of those fighters, we're hopefully going to see Renekton being banned out here. Other than that, Udyr is just a strong staple pick right now, and some pocket bans being targeted with the Vladimir so far.
Yeah, we saw a lot of potential prio on Vladimir last week, but if you know how to use it, this champion can be so effective. So Warriors Gold making sure not to let that go through at all.
Yep, and on the other side, we see a Rel Ben coming through. I'm sure you guys have seen those crazy engages in Worlds. Someone's going to be trying to replicate Delight these days, so gotta get that off the board.
Yeah, and there's that Ziggs band coming in, hovered right now, but that is going to be targeting the Amber APC main.
Yeah, Amber's ADC, I guess, is their APC, as we've seen a lot of things like Ziggs and the Seraphine come out from him. So good to see that being taken off the board, and UW going to try and force him on something he's a little bit less comfortable on.
Yeah, and the way Hue band being hovered, and now we're going to be getting into our first picks. Warriors Gold with the blue side start. We're going to see how they're going to have to choose their first pick wisely.
Yep, and I was just going to bring this up, those OP picks being left up. Aurora is so strong right now and pretty hard to counter as well, so we'll see if UW does lock it down. And on the other side, we've been seeing this a ton at Worlds. It's been that Aurora-Yone trade when they've both been left up, and yep, there it is.
And
Alberta
there it is.
Gonna lock in the other side.
A perfectly executed handshake, Amber and Warriors Gold. Game recognized game right now as these two powerful picks are trading sides.
Yeah, and with that, there's that APC, right? The Ziggs is gone, Seraphine is next on the table. When you do have that AD, at least like mid or top laner that you're starting off with, good to see another AP threat being there to diversify your damage.
Yeah, so we're going to have to see how Warriors Gold responds. The Lissandra hover, I kind of like this. A lot of versatility and maybe some unexpected plays in the mid lane here. Lissandra's a champion where I feel like if you know how to utilize them, especially in a meta where they're not as prevalent, especially in situations or metas like Worlds, they can be used very effectively.
Yeah, and I was just going to bring this up. Lissandra Viego combo is so good. I think if they lock this in, this is a great way to just instantly get a reset for Viego at the start of those fights. For a character like Yone who kind of just has to go in, if you can just lock him down with all that Lissandra CC, it's really hard for him to play those team fights later on in the game. So I love this combo coming out from Waterloo Gold, and one fighter jungler going to be combated with another with the Xin Zhao.
Yeah, Xin Zhao, another prevalent pick for Amber's jungle here. Again, sort of liking to hover the Viego, Xin Zhao, Udyr type picks we saw banned earlier. So Xin Zhao going to be how they respond here.
Yeah, and now there's going to just be like some bot lane bans going to be coming out. They picked their Seraphine already, so they want to try and take out the Braum that can block that Seraphine ultimate pretty easily with his Unbreakable Shield. So that Unbreakable Shield is going to be left out.
Yeah, a nice pick here. Amber, UAlberta, they know what their comp is weak against, and they're just choosing to get rid of it. Meanwhile, Warriors Gold opting to ban out the Poppy. Pretty powerful flex, and with a lot of anti-engage tools, especially against people like the Yone and the Jinzhou. I guess you don't want to have that against the Viego or the Sandra either. So, yeah, making sure neither side can have that opportunity.
Yeah, and as these bans kind of come out, you see the Seraphine on the other side, right? It's something that it's hard to punish in lane, but is also something that won't punish you super hard either, other than like maybe getting a lot of lane prio. What kind of picks do you want to see Waterloo come out with? Maybe some scaling?
Yeah, I would like to see some more late game oriented scaling, something that they can keep in their back pocket and know that they'll have eventually to sort of carry them over the line here. We do know that Warriors Gold, they need to, both sides need to lock in their support Warriors Gold with their ADC yet on the table, so maybe something that scales a little better, maybe like Felios or Jinx, something of that nature. The Alistar being chosen here for Amber.
Yeah, the Alistar is interesting coming out as a blind pick here. It can be countered with some range supports if UW want to go with that angle. They do have plenty of engage with the Lissandra after all. I'd love to see something like maybe like a Renata or something come around when you've got all these characters that have to kind of dive into you.
Yeah, a lot of anti-engage technique. Oh, is that an Aatrox right
Yep,
now?
might be the inexhaustive Aatrox coming out. He's
Oh
never
my
afraid
gosh.
to lock in that character.
Inexhaustive, our resident Aatrox main. We love to see that being picked right here in game one. This is already going to be so exciting.
Yeah, and we'll see what final pick is rounded out. It's just going to be another engage character. You know, it's comp. You got to get some engage supports in there to get those fights going. And I like the Nautilus here, using that point and click CC with both the auto attack and the ultimate to really lock down who's the threat on UAlberta.
I'm absolutely loving these drafts right now. Both teams, you can tell they are so hungry to get into these fights and get some damage done. The Gnar Hover again being chosen here as the last pick here for Amber. Once again, that top range pick, well rounding out the comp here. And how do you feel about each of these? They're both ready for some blood.
Yeah, I think both of these are pretty good comps. If the Gnar does end up getting locked in here, it is just that standard like skill matchup, Aatrox versus Gnar. Left to see who can outplay the other. And yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how volatile that matchup can be. But in the end, you know, some pretty interesting styles coming out. You have that APC in the bot lane from UAlberta. I think that really changes the way that they're going to have to play the game. I think Zin's going to be looking towards that top lane, trying to get the Gnar, trying to get the Yone ahead. Because if they do, it's so hard for UW to deal with them.
Yeah, we haven't been really seeing a lot of bot-focused meta in either pro play or our competitive teams in the collegiate scene. A lot of that energy has been diverted towards the top side of the map, and especially on picks like these Yone or things like Aurora, where you really want to put most of your resources into them and let them drive you to the finish line.
Yeah, and speaking of the Aurora, right? Where do you stand on the Aurora Yone trade? You think one character is better than the other, or is it an even handshake?
I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like the Aurora expected value is maybe a bit less than the Yone, just because Yone's combinations have so many synchronizations that you can pair with so easily, whereas Aurora, I feel like it's a bit harder to execute. You need a bit more coordination with your team, and I personally just love to see some cool Ghost Samurai action. So I'd have to side with Yone, but that's maybe a bit of personal bias sleeping in there.
Yeah, for me, I think it kind of comes down to like what the comps want to do, right? I think Aurora is in a really good spot here where you're kind of playing this pick composition. If you can get the reset on Viego from either the Yone or the Zen or the Gnar, I think the fight is honestly just over, especially because you have a Seraphine instead of like a big like hyper-scaling ADC. You have the Lissandra CC, the Nautilus engage, and the Aurora ult as well. So they just really cannot escape the Viego. I think if Viego doesn't get behind, they have a clear win condition for his reset in these fights because those frontliners are just great resets for Viego.
Yeah, absolutely. So all eyes on Viego here and this Aurora. Meanwhile, over for UAlberta Amber, it's going to be on that Xinzao and Yone.
Yeah, you know, Yone, stats-wise, he's been doing crazy at Worlds, and I think there's good reason for it. Looking into how this lane goes, I think Lissandra is a great pick into it, however. Actually, is it Lissandra? Who's going where here?
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I don't even think I took a minute to process
Yeah.
where the draft is going to end up. Is it Aurora ADC? I feel like that's a little out of place there.
Yeah, it might. we'll have to see where they end up locking everything in. I like the Lissandra into the Yone as the mid laner personally because you have that lockdown potential. Whenever Yone does go in, you can make sure he doesn't go back out with your ultimate, the snares and everything, and the jungler can just kind of pounce in. So I want to see that Lissandra in the mid lane, send Aurora into that bot lane where she can kind of just farm up, get the scaling, and be that menace in the team fights.
This is what I love about our Warriors. They're always keeping us on our toes. And we should be jumping into game here any second now. And yeah, once again, just so excited for these games to start.
Yeah, who do you have taking game one? Personally, I think the pick comp from UW has pretty good synchronization here, so I think they can take that game one. But I don't know, UAlberta's, they've been looking pretty strong.
Well, if you look at the stat record, Alberta should be able to take this. Undefeated in their matches, undefeated in their games, all been 2-0s, and I don't know, I gotta maybe follow my heart right here, but no bias. Yeah, I still think Warriors are going to take this game one. Their comp just looks so awesome. Viego is so well set up to be able to do some serious damage in these fights here. And it's going to be up to Alberta to stop him.
Yeah, and I think, if anything, maybe like the Seraphine is going to be a bit of a linchpin here. They've clearly been using these AP carries so much, and it has been so successful for them, so I think they do really know how to draft around them. When you have something like the Xin and the Yone that you can like buff up, get the shields on, and also just provide that other like AP source of damage from the bot lane too, I think that comp is very well structured, and the stats say it works, right? So we'll have to see if Waterloo has kind of found their kryptonite, or if they have really just an amazing comp that people don't know how to deal with.
And I am just going to be so excited for Inexhaustive to be back on Aatrox. For any newer viewers who don't know Inexhaustive, he used to put up numbers on this champion, and so many times opposing teams would let it slip through the draft, and maybe we're seeing that an incidence of that happening here again. But Aatrox used to be such a powerful pick here for Inexhaustive. Anytime you thought he was out for the count, he would be able to pull it right back. And Aatrox, anytime I see that, my brain just lights up.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if he can perform once again today. That top lane is a very volatile, pretty skill-based matchup as well. Can that Narc hide out the Aatrox, or can the Aatrox land those Qs and get the combos going? And yeah, we'll have to see if the Narc can challenge him well.
Yeah, so exciting matchup there. Viego versus Zinzao, always going to be exciting with those fights. Probably going to be some skirmish-heavy action around the grubs here in the top side, especially when you want those leads on your solo laners to start snowballing throughout the rest of the game. Bot side might be a bit of taking a back seat here, but you never know. There could be a lot of action. Maybe Seraphine's a hidden OP. And yeah, this Lissandra versus Yone as well. Excellent matchups all around the map here.
Yeah, I think Seraphine Alistar, it's pretty difficult to gank, let's be honest here. It's going to be kind of just like a chill and scale lane, especially if they're sending the Aurora into it as well. So I think, yeah, that top and mid lane, there's going to be fights all around it. Grubs will be pretty contested because of the split push heavy comp that Alberta has. So we'll have to see, you know, can they win out on the fights? I think that really determines who's going to come out on top in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, draft is only one piece of the puzzle, and how you execute it is going to be what wins you those games and blows up some Nexus.
Oh yeah, exactly. And yeah, we're just getting a little bit of technical difficulties recently, but we're going to be getting into game soon here, so make sure not to go anywhere.
Yeah, I promise you, there is barely anyone more excited to watch these games than us. We really want to just push how pumped we are to be back streaming, excited for Warriors Gold, Warriors Black, and everybody involved.
Yeah, and just as a reminder, this is NECC, so it is going to be a fearless draft. All these characters that you see here, the Aurora and the Yone, none of that going to be happening next game. So we'll have to see who can make the best use of it as we head into the first game of UW versus UAlberta.
Let's do it!
Alright, so as everyone goes into their lane, it is confirmed to be Lissandra in the mid lane and Aurora bot. I personally am happy with the roles that they've chosen. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this was definitely the right pick. Lissandra, so much more utility here, I think, in the bot lane, or in the mid lane, excuse me, with Aurora just sort of matching the Seraphine right now. Violent Chill, known for their Seraphine pick, but Ambo should be able to respond to that with how powerful this Aurora has been.
You can't build those.
One weakness that Waterloo kind of brings out is their lack of sustained damage as well. Both teams just like saying, yeah, ADCs suck, we're not going them anymore. It's good to see, you know, back in the past few months, we've seen a few too many ADCs in lanes they're not supposed to be. So just going to take the opposite here, going for the Aurora and Seraphine in the bot lane. But Yeah, it's all kind of just like burst-based, pick-based comps that are coming up from Waterloo here, and to an extent, Alberta as well.
Yeah, and you see with this de-emphasized priority on the bot lane, these supports feel so free to just roam up and poke their head around and place wards down. Warriors Gold has a bit of a ward over towards that Raptors side on Alberta, so they will be able to see what type of action goes on around there.
Yep, and I think both junglers here wisely starting from the bot side, going to the top side. That Gnar versus Aatrox matchup, I'm sure both junglers want to help out and get one laner ahead of the other there.
Yeah, and here, left-hand Kayn just trying to push this Yone off. Of course, being range versus melee, there's always going to be some inherent advantage on how you're able to play those early lanes before this Yone starts to really get online.
Yeah, and just looking at this bot lane matchup here, right? How do you think Aurora versus Seraphine bot goes? Have you seen that before?
I can't say that I have, and I'm just honestly so pumped up to see it. I feel like Ambo, they know that they have a bit of priority here in these early lanes. They're going to be able to push their luck quite a bit more than Violent Chill, who knows. Seraphine, I got to wait a bit to scale up. But here we are in the top side. Inexhaustive, we got a brief glimpse of it by I Loves You against Inexhaustive. To be honest, this is my featured matchup.
Yeah, and
coming down.
In that bot lane too, he just went in, get a good chunk onto the Alistar. That Alistar level 1 is infamously really bad, so it's really giving Waterloo that prio in the bot lane for now, as Ricky's just dictating that bush control and giving that lane prio. And as soon as Valdanio stepped up a bit, he put him back in place.
Yeah, huge aura here from Ricky, putting the cow in his place for now before he's able to get too far leveled up. Warriors Gold. Oh, there comes the knockup, but push back slightly. Answer from Ricky. And these trades, I feel like Warriors Gold is willing to take them.
Yeah, and just like that, if they're going to keep pushing them in, Seraphine has a pretty difficult time farming under tower until she can get to like level 8 and 9 and get some more AP to just like one-shot the wave. But for now, if they keep pushing them in, they can slowly build up that CS lead.
Yeah, even with the Seraphine fully stacked, still feeling so much pressure to be trying to push up here. Back towards the mid lane. Level 4 for both laners. Bit of a CS advantage for Kayn here. And it looks like early Crab going to be taken here for the 2.
Yeah,
Exhaustive. Here comes the chain. It connects. It goes down. And here comes the Q3. And could this be a kill onto Baya Loves You? Full clear here as well. The flash over. First blood for Inexhaustive. Now it is a 1v1. Aatrox versus Xin. It's not looking good for Inexhaustive. Is he going to make the flash over the wall? Full clear gets one back. And I love the early blood in this game.
Yeah, Inexhaustive with the outplay, getting the 1-for-1 there, but Full Clear makes sure to keep his top laner in check and gets that kill back. Both top laners probably just going to be able to come back.
By notably not using the teleport, might wanting to be saving that for later, knowing that the wave has been pushing into the blue side here. Left-hand Kayn just staying even in this lane. Bit of a CS lead, but that's to be expected. Level advantage as well. Root comes down. These electrocutes are starting to hurt. Q comes down as well. These sweet spots just so nice for Inexhaustive here. Chain connects as well. Latouf looking towards the mid lane.
Yeah, and I think Lissandra can continue to build up that CS lead. I feel like this matchup is so good in lane. Lissandra can proc the electrocute so easily, and people, they think Lissandra doesn't do damage. She does damage, you know? Like, she's going to build full AP. She has the ability to almost one-shot someone, but Latouf can kind of just come in with the Heartbreaker for the finishing blow.
That's the thing I love about this pick. People's meta read might be that Yone should be at a bit more of an advantage because Yone's broken. But they might not be as well versed against Lissandra, and that's where you can push these advantages against teams who you know are stomping everyone else.
Yeah, and we got a little bit of a lull in the game here as Latouf ended up going to that bot side. Just going to be clearing up again here. But I just want to say, consistently getting that prio in the bot lane, slowly resulting in the CS lead for Anbo and Ricky.
Yeah, Chain comes down, and here we are towards the bot side here. Latouf, with that early advantage in the bot side, able to make an early rotation up. I think this is going to be pretty much just free here.
Yep, that is going to be Dragon, and Kayn is doing so much work on the Chingadinga. Oh,
here comes the Mega Gnar, but the Chain connects in the Q3 as well. Inexhaustive all connects onto him, and this might be a dead Aatrox. Pushed his luck a little too far there.
Yeah, Full Clear camp in that top lane, getting another kill for himself onto
But here comes more action in the mid lane. An easy kill onto Chingadinga. And there's the Viego ult. Right after Dragon, why not pick up a kill?
Yeah, I mean, that's the combo right there. As soon as Kayn gets the ultimate, they use the combo instantly. And now, left-hand Kayn has just a lead just like that. You can see Violent Chill actually moving over to the mid lane to pick up the lane CS, while Chingadinga comes down to bot. So they did a great job here of not losing any CS.
Yeah, the great response here in an answer from those kills. But once again, you're mentioning the Lissandra Viego synergy is just full force, so effective there. Ambo and Ricky, they still have control of this bot lane as the Alberta Ambers come down.
Yep, and now as we got like 6 minutes into this game, you can see both junglers are really doing a pretty good job here. Viego is farming pretty well, but Fullclear has on top lane at exactly the right moments and has been punishing Inexhaustive for going for these fights so many times with Bai, and here he is again.
A ward placed down. Could this be the fight we've been looking for? 2v2 potential here is Latouf on a ward. I don't think he knows. And yeah, I don't really know how big of an opportunity there is here unless Bai fully clears up too far. Oh, the chain is going to... Oh, he's not going to yank him back, but it does connect. Latouf decides to back off.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to stay and make sure Inexhaustive can push that wave in and doesn't get frozen or anything, which he does end up doing, so Latouf going to go over and pick up the crab now.
Yeah, nice movement all around here. It feels like Waterloo has been so coordinated on these picks. Right after objectives, they're able to take advantage of these kill timers. Bot lane, once again, just chilling. But as I say it, the ultimate comes down, and it's looking like a 2v2. Q connects onto Valdanio, and that's the Alistar ultimate popped as well. Here comes, but the stun connects. Double flash popped as well. Warriors gold, they want this kill.
Yeah, Ambo played that perfectly, using the ultimate there.
Almost connects, the chain
side.
does.
He'll be okay for now.
No side of the Warriors gold team wants to be outdone. They are trying to put on a masterclass of kills in these lanes here.
Yeah, and left-hand Kane, the ultimate's coming up again, and Viego is lingering around. Here he comes once more.
I feel like the formula is just so simple. The root connects as well. The channel comes down. The ultimate isn't able to go through, and Chingadinga, you might be ducking a water. The ultimate comes down, and that's another free kill.
He didn't even need the Heartbreaker there. It's just so easy. This combo is so good for them to pick up kills on this Yone, and Chingadinga, once again, going to end up losing out on CS because he does not have the TP this time to just come and grab the wave.
Flash isn't burned, but that is going to hurt. Here comes Bai with the teleport he was saving earlier. Wave in a more favorable state, and yeah, I feel like this Yone is being shut down by this combo.
Yeah, and now at this point, I think at least until Yone gets that Blade of the Ruined King, he's going to be pretty invisible into this game, so they can just keep punishing him and keep being ahead in these fights coming up.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. You can never count out the Yone. The Qs are going to connect as well. Inexhaustive is just so good at being able to connect these Qs here. And Meganar comes out. Could this be the fight that they want to take to the death? Here comes the Qs as well. Nice movement here from Inexhaustive to be able to land those knockups. Sweet spots are connecting, but no kill just yet.
Yep, Inexhaustive, you know. Oh, he's tired of the jungler just showing up as soon as he goes to like barely kill Gnar, so he's gonna be backing off a bit more this time, playing it a bit slower.
Yeah, and once again, more bot lane prio over to Aurora, but I feel like that's pretty expected here. We haven't been able to see any UAlberta games, so we haven't been able to see where the Seraphine fully comes into this composition, how effective it's going to be. So right now, it may look not that powerful, but later in the game, we've yet to see what it can do.
Yeah, usually Seraphine, you're not going to be able to see much in that early game in the laning phase. She kind of just wants to nullify the lane, just wave clear and farm up. But in those team fights, Ricky,
could this
go
be?
Nah, he's just chilling. He got the cannon secured.
Cannon secured. Awesome work, Ricky. Yeah, the flash opportunity didn't really net anything, but once again, Waterloo showing their pressure. The Warriors gold team is not afraid to push up here as Latouf getting pretty in your face.
Yep, just having the priority here with the knowledge being up next to him. They're going to make sure to get these grubs, not going to let all 6 go over to the side of UAlberta, and I feel like it's just impossible to contest at this point. With Viego and Lissandra both having their ultimates, they're just going to win any fight that comes up.
Yeah, but does Alberta want it anyways? Or looks like they're just going for the clear. Bai actually has the full Narbar, but the Nautilus ult comes down into full clear. They might be going on with him first, and it's an instant pop onto the Xin Zhao, and he's going to fall. And Viego's soul not picked up. Latouf, he was too busy with grubs.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to come up. This team's got his back, you know? Xin Zhao, he was caught watching the grubs. He's like, oh, maybe I can sneak a smite steal or something, but Waterloo is on the case and pick up the kill, getting the little shutdown onto the Xin Zhao. Yeah,
the Warriors gold bodyguard team is pretty effective here, and they're going to position down towards Dragon as well. Could look like a double objective pickup or just the crap.
Yeah, and Seraphine also having to back off there. She does end up pulling through the CS a little
Two
bit
sweet
more
spots
here.
hit.
But yeah, Inexhaustive is just so good at landing these Qs and is getting the better of the matchup right now. Items-wise, they're basically around that same point, but Inexhaustive is slowly building up that CS lead as time goes on.
Yeah, I feel like it's unrealized gold here for Inexhaustive that will become more prevalent as the items are purchased. But now Warriors Gold going for a cheeky dragon. They know they have the prior.
Yeah, and these next few objectives are going to be all theirs, as I think Inexhaustive just landed a pretty good combo once again off screen. But we see the teams are looking to fight here.
Oh, here's the ultimate coming down. Aurora is going to be able to pop this. Alberta may have stepped too far, but here comes the Seraphine ult, the potential we wanted to see. Latouf gets the Heartbreaker. We have Ambo coming down as well. Oh, it's a complete mashup here. Everyone's dying on all sides. The Dragon's still at low health, but Warriors Gold is able to clutch it out just in the end here.
Yeah, Ambo gets out with a sliver of HP there, as honestly, I think that fight would not even have been close if Viego was there for that first reset at least, but they do get 1 kill back onto the Lissandra as a consolation prize, but the Dragon and the 3 kills going over to UWaterloo here.
Yeah, the scoreline now reads 9-3, 2 Dragons over for Warriors Gold. Advantages are standing all over the map, and it's just on the backs of great play that we've been able to see here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure why UAlberta was contesting it. You know, you're never going to win that fight. The Viego-Lissandra combo is so strong at this point in time, and your Yone is really behind as well. So is the Seraphine a little bit. Not sure what they were going for, but this is an interesting play. I do like the angle here if Nar can push this in.
Yeah, when in doubt, look for the picked off solo laner. Inexhaustive, he's not letting this wave fully connect, but more action down here in the bot lane. Violent Chill, did he overstep his bounds? It looks like he did. Is the kill going to connect? Ricky doing his best to keep the tower damage, but Violent Chill going to get away with his life. Inexhaustive is not. The teleport comes in too late. Left-hand Kane going in for the stun, but maybe he's overstepped his bounds as well. Not while Latouf is here. Lissandra and Viego, the name of this game has been where we're seeing how much work they get done. 2v3, the teleport connects as well. Did Warriors Black overstep their bounds? Latouf is down as well, and Kane has to retreat. The Leone Q3 doesn't connect, and Warriors Black runs with their tail between their legs.
Yeah, a huge fight for UAlberta here as they're able to pick up the kill and get out. Viego trying to flash on the Gnar, needs the resend, but just was unable to get it.
Yeah, Warriors Gold, they overstepped their bounds a bit, got a little too confident, limit tested a little too hard, and now they're going to have to eat the cake that they made.
Yeah, and that was pretty huge for them, really gets them back into the game. Yone gets another kill as well here, but I think for this upcoming Rift Herald fight, it is still pretty difficult for UAlberta to actually fight it unless they can kind of pick someone off before the fight starts, as we've got some great one-item spikes here. Sundered Skies coming across for both Viego and the Aatrox makes them so strong in these mid-game fights as well.
Yeah, the item completions are coming through, and we see the setup was there, and Latouf is going to start this Rift Herald.
Yeah, you do see the support rolling up. The Owlstar is on its way. They might look to contest the Herald again as a little fight going on in the top lane.
Inexhaustive versus Bai. It's a tale as old as time, or at least 15 minutes ago, but it feels like we've been watching it this whole time. Now the teleport comes through. Alberta with control of the river. The smite isn't going to come down yet. Waterloo has to retreat. Ricky caught out, and left-hand Kaney has no way in. Here comes Ombo. The Yone ult is going to miss, and here comes this ultimate. Everything is stacking down into Alberta, and it is a clean sweep on the map. Warriors Gold are going to take complete control.
Yeah, Warriors played that fight so well here, using their ultimate combos really well to combine, get the resets, pick up one kill after the other. The Lissandra Trolls also doing so much work in the AoE there, and they just completely wiped UAlberta.
These synergies are absolutely bonkers to watch. Health bars are getting melted in half, and Inexhaustive versus Bai once again, but the Rift Herald is going to go over to the League Black team, and now objective bounties are up. This may be the first lead that is against any team, or that any team has had against the Alberta Ambers.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're still looking to fight so much when they do want their Yone and Seraphine to scale. The Lissandra and Aurora, they're happy. You know, they got one item. They're in this game. They want to fight. But you're just giving these fights to them even though you're most likely going to lose them and you're going to get put so behind. And most importantly, Advo...
Chanting Forced to burn the flash there.
Yeah, used to burn the flash there. You might be wondering why Anbo is doing so much damage. It's because he has a 17-stack Magi's.
You do not often see a Magi's bot laner, but here it is. The League Gold team is able to pull it out. And now, once again, Alberta looking for this pick here. Valdanio with the sweepers. They're just going to clear out the ward. Warriors Gold able to stave it off here. Maybe they're looking for a bit less action right now, trying to reset on the map. Maybe wait for some more items, but not looking for any more heat right now.
Yeah, Anbo is just so strong right now. He's pretty well farmed up as well. 4-0-4 on the Aurora. If he ults anyone, they are most likely dead if they don't have flash. There's really just no way to outplay it at this point. So I think like they might, UAlberta might have to turtle a bit, maybe get to 2 items on the Yone and the Seraphine before they can look for something.
You see them still hovering around where they can find their pick, and they might have found it in the top lane. Inexhaustive is going to go 1v4 here, trying to 1v1 the Gnar, get away from the Alistar, but it's all going to be too much. Inexhaustive with the stun, a lot of healing coming down, nice work, but it isn't going to be enough. 4 is a bigger number than 1, and Alberta has found their pick. But at what cost? The Rift Herald's down, the Dragon started, mid lane turret is under siege, and here comes this charge. I don't know if that was worth it, but Alberta's going to take anything.
Yeah, I mean, at UAlberta have to try and look for plays, and their playbook seems to be when in doubt, go run it Inexhaustive. It's been paying off 4 kills onto him so far, but you can see Walu has been doing a good job of getting leads around the map. They pick up that mid tower, they get the Herald charge twice, and pick up the Dragon as well on the other side. So really taking use of the tempo advantage that they have gained.
Yeah, Warriors Gold now on Soul Point. They're not going to let these solo kills deter them. Teleport onto the minion here. Inexhaustive, he probably feels like he's just doing his job well, soaking up pressure and allowing his team to be able to get these objectives and gold leads silently throughout the map.
Yep, and Inexhaustive, he might be like killed 4 times. He still has maintained his CS really well this game so far, still at like 115, 18. Has the CS lead over the Gnar despite all the help that he's received. So I think this Aatrox should still be extremely strong. Where UAlberta, I think, can find a lead is like with the jungler, right? Zenzao has gotten a lot of kills. He picked up the bounty as well, I'm pretty sure. So he is hopefully maybe like kind of trying to finish up like 2 items soon. Maybe give them a fighting point to play around in these upcoming team fights.
Yeah, the Zenzao was our matchup against Latouf on Viego, but Latouf has been putting on a clinic as well. Absolute synergy with this Lissandra here and knows where he needs to be on the map to get work done. Picking up these dragons pretty silently, putting on a lot of pressure. Ambo not caught out here, just doing ADC things, I guess.
Yeah, and you really have that like versatility with the mobility that Aurora offers you. Kind of just like hop, skip around everywhere, and you're generally pretty safe. You can actually just like ult behind you and just TP to the other side and dip, so pretty easy to escape with that character. As left-hand Kayn looking for something.
Left-hand Kayn goes for the root, claw away to safety. Just getting cheeky there, trying to push their luck, trying to push in and make sure Alberta is still feeling this pressure.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of pushing out these lanes, and they are on Soul Point already, so with this next dragon fight, this is something that UAlberta feels like they have to contest, but it's pretty rough, you know? Like, how do you contest when you are, like, 4k gold down?
Yeah, the Yone has been silently building up the CS here on the spot side. Inexhaustive just wants to go all in. He will not be outdone by his team. But this range, these boomerangs are starting to hurt here from Bai. Might need to call on to backup from Latouf. Critically, the spear misses. They didn't find him, and Valdanio is in a whole heap of trouble. The stun connects. All the CC is layered down onto him, but Alistar's a tanky cow, able to get away.
Yeah, he does have to burn that ultimate. A big part of what even makes Alistar that tanky cow, so it should come up before any other major fights, but that red buff might be something that Waterloo does want to fight over, but they're going to back off for now.
Yeah, critically, Waterloo has been able to find all throughout this time ways they can burn enemy flashes, burn enemy ultimates before these critical objectives in a way that's going to enable them to have the advantage earlier on at these fights. And we've seen it come through in full force.
Yeah, and right now we're in a little bit of a lull state. They're kind of just waiting for that next dragon to come over. Because they don't have the ADC, it's a little bit hard to push for towers by yourself. The composition is like pretty short ranged right now, so they kind of just need to wait for these objectives and make the fights happen and get the win that way.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Waterloo has to create any unforced errors. It's mostly the name of the game is farm up, keep your lead, take these objectives that you know you can win with proper setup, and the game is theirs to lose right now.
Yeah, exactly. And in UAlberta, you're really just trying to hit as many item breakpoints as you can before this upcoming dragon. It is Cloud Drag, which I think is so good for Waterloo. They're really reliant on their ultimates to set up these win conditions in the fight, so Cloud Soul is just super important for them. So I think you kind of just have to contest this as UAlberta, which a little bit over a minute now, 1 minute 20 seconds before that all-important.
Well, maybe there's going to be some more action here. Again, the flash is burned critically before the fight begins. And now Seraphine, no ultimate, or no flash, excuse me. That's another solid pickup for Waterloo.
Yeah, what a beautiful play by Anbo there. Just popping the ultimate, kind of just gut-checking Violent Chill into having to flash. And now, not having flash, going up against an Aurora, it is so scary to be Violent Chill.
Yeah, that ultimate should be back up by the time the Waterloo starts the dragon, but that flash will not be, and that is such a critical positioning tool. The the hook actually is going to connect. The ult forced to come down. Anbo beautifully dodges it around. Now Ricky might be in a bit of trouble against too many Alberta members. I think Waterloo may have overstepped their bounds, but Inexhaustive and Left Hand Kane are putting on a clinic right now. Alberta trying to stave back, fight off as well. Inexhaustive, so much healing. This is the Aatrox we wanted to see, taken down by I Loves You, but the rest of Waterloo is here to play as well. Ambo on the side versus Full Clear. Another shutdown onto the I Loves You, and Latouf picking up so many souls here. It's a kill for Ambo, and excellent work from Waterloo. They're able to keep it going. Are they going to look for Violent Chill here under the map? The Heartbreaker comes down, and that is an ace for Warriors Gold.
Yeah, and just like that, Waterloo is slapping Alberta with their wallets. The ultimates come down. And now you got a 25 stack Medjais on Anbo here. This rabbit is so strong.
5-0 and 6 on Aurora just as Soul spawns. If you are Alberta, things are feeling dire.
Yeah, and now you just got to be hoping for miracles. That was their chance, and honestly, it was pretty good. You know, they got the numbers in the fight. Ricky with a little bit of a questionable engage. It got a little bit sus there, but they just were not able to deal with the healing on the Aatrox. I think Seraphine now purchased an Oblivion Orb after seeing that. Makes sense. But yeah, that fight was so close, but they were just not able to execute to that level, and Waterloo ends up collapsing and cleaning up the fight.
Yeah, at this point in the game, even when you think you're fighting on your own terms, it's still so difficult to fight against this wallet diff. Waterloo has been able to just build up their lead slowly enough that now it's looking like an avalanche that was just once a tiny snowball. Baron is up here, and you see each of these teams trying to clear up vision, get positioning, because you know Alberta, they're going to need every advantage they can get here.
Yep, and now Waterloo, they're going to be getting their eyes onto the Baron here, looking just to make UAlberta contest them for another fight. Their siege is not too good, but for now, they're just going to be pushing out those lanes and trying to look at the Baron.
And if you take a look at the context of this game in the NECC Division 1, Alberta is 3-0, and they haven't lost a single game. That might start today as Full Clear gets the root down. And here comes the charm from the Seraphine. It connects onto 3, but Waterloo still does so much damage. Yone ult's going to connect onto 3 as well. Latouf with the Heartbreaker going to clear up the map. Yone forced back to on the Soul Unbound. Valdiano left for dead, and that is another one fight for Waterloo.
Yeah, this comp honestly just works so well together. Anbo's TPing now after getting a solo kill into the bot lane. I mean, you get the reset so easily for Viego, and once he gets one reset, the fight is just impossible for UAlberta to play as they continue to snowball it. And now Baron is coming up next on the table for them.
23 kills to 1 here. Soul over already to Waterloo.
Hey, to 11, give him a little bit.
Oh, 11, my bad, my bad. We gotta give every credit we can. We take a look at the context of this game in the series of NECC Division 1. So far, Alberta has been undefeated in matches and in games. So unless there were some crazy throws, this might be the first time they've been up against a serious opponent.
Yeah, and that's the NECC for you, right? There's completely different levels of teams in these leagues, and UAlberta may have done really well against those other teams that faced, but Waterloo maybe have just faced teams even better than them and have been losing because of that. So you really never know, but you see that big boy cannon minion rolling it down mid, looking to take down those towers.
Yeah, here comes the power of the Baron. Latouf, is he caught out here, or is Full Clear caught out on the Zin's out as the Aurora ultimate comes down? Ricky, able with the hook, is picking it up like nothing, and Full Clear down for the count. The Baron minion still gonna do work, and Waterloo Esports or Warriors Gold, it feels like it's just a matter of time.
Yep, they are knocking on the doors of UAlberta here as that top inner ends up going down. They got the Baron, they're pushing into the base, and it is a 5v4, so you can't really look for too much of UAlberta here either.
Yeah, the typical 4-1 split here with Inexhaustive. Once again, putting out work in that top lane. I don't mean to glaze, but I have loved the Aatrox we've been seeing so far, and it is still doing so much damage.
Yep, and now with that mid turret gone, the mid inhib gone, top turret is next on the table, top inhib to follow. You got everything falling down as UAlberta, can they maybe look for a play while they're getting out? Not really, as Waterloo, they're going to take their time, get their reset, spend their money.
Yeah, I've been loving this patience that the Warriors Gold team has been demonstrating, knowing that they don't have to create any unforced errors and only fighting when they believe truly that they can win. Even when it doesn't work.
Speaking of unforced errors.
Well, maybe an unforced error could be from Inexhaustive, but is this the play he needs? Alt Force to be burned here, and with the help of the Cloud Soul, Inexhaustive gets out, but that's a pretty critical timer that he really didn't have to blow if he wasn't so greedy for those wolves.
Yeah, he popped his ultimate, became that strong Demon King, and ran away.
Yeah. With wings abound, the ultimate comes down from Umbo. Look at the damage onto Yone. This is an S-tier champ. This is our S-tier champ as Aurora 8-0-6, 25 stack Magi's. Oh my goodness, absolute clinic here from Umbo. We didn't think that there'd be a lot of pressure here on the bot lane. Valdanio goes in, the Seraphine ult comes in as well, but Umbo, he's going to be able to put in so much damage. Latouf ults over the wall as well, and now Alberta is so clustered as well. Here comes Kane from the back, and it is a clean sweep right now. We're seeing the last stand from Alberta is nothing against these wallets, nothing against these score lines, and while Waterloo Esports League Gold, they're going to come into the into the base and clean up game number 1.
Yeah, and now the Nexus turrets are gone. The Nexus is falling. Waterloo giving UAlberta their first loss of NECC as they go up 1-0 into the series.
That was a crazy game, a crazy performance from our Warriors Gold team, and absolute masterclass on all of these champions, and putting up a show for Alberta, showing them what True Might can look like right now.
Yeah, and it looks like, the Aurora-Yone trade, we were wondering, who got the better end of the deal. Clearly it was Waterloo, as they had the pick prepped against the Yone. The Lissandra worked so well. As soon as she dinged 6, Latouf was on his way. They started putting that Yone behind, and Aurora was doing so much work in the bot lane. Early Magi's, he knows he's going to get fed. He knows he's going to carry, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah, we mentioned that the bot lane would maybe be a bit of taking a back seat towards these topside matchups, but Aurora, Ombo, credits to them. So much damage, so much output, and everyone on the Warriors Gold team put in so much work to take down that Alberta in this game 1.
Yep, but that is just game 1. We got a fearless draft series coming up, and crazy draft, Aurora's so good, Lissandra's so good. Yep, can't use them anymore. It's clean slate. We'll have to see what ends up happening in the next game. We're going to come back after a short little break. Make sure not to go anywhere. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We hope you're hyped for another game of NECC. Waterloo taking that first game in a convincing fashion, showing the power of Aurora, the power of Viego and Lissandra. But it is Fearless Draft, so we'll see what else they've got in their pockets. Can they take it 2-0 for their first win of NECC, or can UAlberta bring it back? What do you think, Jack?
Well, you think about what has happened for both of these teams in the season so far. Alberta undefeated in their matches, undefeated in all of those games that they've played. A complete stomps in each of the cases, and Waterloo came into this series 0-2, and they have been feeling that they haven't been playing great. They've been feeling that they haven't been playing up to their potential, and now we're seeing a complete role reversal here, and Waterloo has just looked online. So if they play like they did in Game 2, as they did in Game 1, it might just be an early night for us.
Yeah, and I wonder if they can keep up that performance, right? If it's going to be all new different champions, all new different drafts, how big is your champion pool? Are you able to provide the same type of performances on other characters? Because in that game 1, they did so good at performing with the characters they were given, right? So do they have other game plans coming in? We'll have to see. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, that Lissandra Viego combination was so effective in snowballing the lead for Waterloo that they just had so much money in their wallets that they knew how to play once they had it. But afterwards, we'll have to see now if they can replicate it in the draft or if that was just a cheeky pocket pick and now they have nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, and like Inexhaustive, he's known for his Aatrox. He was putting on so much pressure in the lane, but now that's taken off the board too. So we'll have to see what other picks they end up going for. What's going to be their first pick here as Waterloo is blue side again.
Yeah, blue side here for Waterloo again. It means Alberta would have chosen red side. Feels like it wasn't the part that was hindering their gameplay. And again, Udyr and Vladimir banned away once again. We will not be seeing those champs.
Yeah, and personally, I think in Fearless Draft, as you go into the series, red side gains priority as you go in, right? As all these S-tier champions get played and get banned out for these upcoming games, it's really about which characters work well into the others. And UW Gold, even though they had blue side in game 1, they did a great job of doing well against the enemy characters and getting those counters like that Lissandra into the Yone. So we'll see if UAlberta can kind of do that with their red side now.
Yeah, Renekton, Gwen, and Hui banned away as well. Yeah, a lot of these picks that we were maybe hoping to see, a lot of power play potential, especially here for Inexhaustive as well, potentially with the Gwen and the Renekton. Not wanting to give it away to red side, so just banning it away.
Yeah, and Fearless, unfortunately, the bans usually do just remain the same because it's not like you had to ban out the picks that did well in the last game, I think. So don't need to break or like don't need to fix what's not broken. So here we go. Let's see what first pick is left up after all these like S tier like Yone Aurora goes up. Maybe it's a jungler, but no, it's going to be that Ziggs. They do not want UAlberta to have it.
Yeah, Ziggs picked away here for Waterloo. Interesting choice to opt to use it for themselves rather than let it go into the hands of Alberta, not wanting to waste a ban on it. So the good thing I like about Ziggs is recently that he has been quite a bit of a flex pick, and especially on blue side in this Fearless Draft, you don't want to give away too much about your comp before you get too deep into it. So good first pick here.
Yeah, and I like that it's a flex, right? You can choose to take it into the middle bot based on what type of matchups you do see. And I love the Kai'Sa. I think Kai'Sa is one of the best ADCs that you can really express yourself on and show that you are the player that's going to carry the game. And that's what Alberta's looking to do.
Yeah, nice Kai'Sa pick. Very strong here recently in the meta. And a lot of playmaking options going to be matched here with the Rel. And that is just such a lovely combo to see.
Yep, with the Nautilus being taken out, Rel is that next one that comes up into the spotlight. You want to get those supports who can give you those plasma stacks, help you proc your passive with the crowd control abilities, and Rel can do that just fine.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing these next picks come here for Waterloo. A Leona picked, hovered at least, but the pick should be locked in here. Interesting response. I like it. Assuming this is our 2v2 bot lane, hopefully a lot of playmaking potential and tons of CC going to be coming out later in these games.
Yeah, Ziggs Leona is actually like a terrifying lane in the mid game. You get the Leona ult coming in from the top, and then you see a bomb flying towards you, and you're flashed, and you cannot move, and you are sad, basically.
You have the power of the sun and explosives, and much more than that, you could have the Jarvan ultimate locked onto you, Cataclysm about to ruin your day here if you're on Alberta. So gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, interesting that the Jarvan is coming out just a blind pick so early. I think there's like a lot of like different strong level junglers out there. A lot of them are tankier than the Jarvan, like the Skarner and the Sejuani. Even like the Vi, we've seen a lot. Jarvan has kind of fallen a tier below that. So we'll have to see if the Jarvan does end up paying off. Oh, please
Oh.
lock that in.
It's a
Oh, let's
lock-in on the
go.
Fiddlesticks. Here comes the Crow Storm. I like it. Alberta taking their chances with the pocket picks and not having any fear. It's fearless draft.
Oh yeah.
They want to express their champion pool and their diversity in their composition, and I love Fiddlesticks here. Highly underutilized pick in my personal opinion. A lot of playmaking potential with those fears, and the Crow Storm, just such a lovely ability to watch.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how Waterloo plays around that, right? Fiddlesticks does really well into those melee short-range heavy compositions where they have to walk into your Crow Storm before you pull the trigger. And yeah, Leo and the Jarvan are pretty short range. They kind of have to dive in so far. So I want to see more range like the Ziggs. Make sure that you can spread out and not all just fall prey to the Crow Storm.
Interesting Tristana and Jace bans coming down here. Marksman's being picked away. It feels like Alberta is hesitant to really all in on the presumption that Ziggs is that bot laner, still knowing that it is a flex. An ADC traditional could come out soon, so they are not wanting to take their chances on this Tristana here for Ambo.
Yeah, I think that they are pretty convinced that, like, you know, Tristana is that, like, AD mid that you can play with the Ziggs. Orianna J4 combo is just so good to get onto the carry. So banning out some nice meta picks here while you see maybe some more pocket picks with the Jace being taken out.
Yeah, Alberta aware of the synergies that Waterloo might be looking for. And that is a pocket pick ban if I've ever seen one. I haven't seen Zed in such a long time.
Yeah, and like, what kind of picks do you think they can really round out their composition here with, right? The top laners are left. The mid laners probably are going to be left for UAlberta here.
Yeah, so when I look at Alberta's mid laners and the top laners going to be remaining, as you say, I feel like they need some sort of front line to round out their composition. Actually, as I see it, a Yasuo being picked first. If you don't like the one brother of the wind, you pick the other one, who's notably not a ghost.
Yeah,
Meaning he's still
I mean,
alive.
I'm all hyped for it. I feel like Yasuo is a little bit difficult to play this game, but hey, I'm always hyped to see it. There is just so much CC, so much range on the side of UW Gold, and looking at that Yasuo, like, it can be top or mid here, so you do have that flex. You can figure out what type of matchup you want to play it into as well.
Yeah, and we're looking now on the side of Waterloo. I feel like they're just going to want more lockdown, and a Vex would be perfect for that with the ultimate dashing in and with the AoE fear able to come down. The target selection will be pretty critical here for Waterloo.
Yeah, Vex is such a good lane counter into the Yasuo. Really hard for Yasuo to play in lane, but it really does match their style of just diving onto the enemy carries. That Kai'Sa is not going to have too fun of a time as, hey, I don't think you can do that.
That shouldn't be
Alright, there we
allowed
go.
of the Camille now coming out. This is another one of Inexhaustive's top picks, actually. He loves to play these fighting top laners, and Camille is going to be another one of these. And rounding out Waterloo's comp, I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, J4 Camille is such a good composition. You have the Hextech ultimatum to lock him down, and the Cataclysm if they try to move after that too. Really hard for them to play the game, but Camille does have a little bit weak of an early game, so the Darius coming out to try and punish in that aspect.
Yeah, trying to get the advantages in the early game, sort of similar to what Waterloo's strategy was in the previous, and the Darius locked. Wow, I'm liking all of these comps. I love Fearless Draft so much.
I know, like, honestly, UAlberta, they've got a pretty wild comp here. Those last two picks really are something. I think it's going to be a decent amount of feast or famine for them, though. This Yasuo, if he does not find a way to, like, get ahead in somewhere form, he has the rel to provide some knockups for him, but that's, like, pretty much it. UW Gold, that dive comp is just amazing from them, I think. Everyone can just run in with the Ziggs following up from behind with the ultimate and stuff. We'll have to see if they all just play into Fiddle's hand, though. If Fiddle can go in after all the CC is used by Waterloo, he can just do so much damage.
Yeah, going to have to be very critically aware of the location of the Scarecrow, because that could be a comp ruiner here if you're Waterloo. But yeah, I completely agree. The lockdown and the CC and just the synergy here from Waterloo seems so textbook, similar to what we saw last game. These synergies are really what allowed them to shine in the previous game. So more of that and more of what we're going to see.
Yeah, I think you really just gotta give props to the drafting on the side of UW. Their comp is really coherent together. While on the side of UAlberta, you're hoping for these things like, oh, can the Fiddlesticks get ahead? Can the Yasuo or the Darius get ahead? But if they do, they can kind of just like take over the game. But together, it's not really like you have a decent amount of engage with like the Yasuo Rel Fiddlesticks kind of going in together, a little bit of a counter dive. But I feel like Waterloo wants that to happen as they want to dive into you too.
Yeah, sort of a situational versus a textbook type of play here. Alberta versus Waterloo. Game 2 coming up shortly. And yeah, this would be Waterloo's first win if they are able to close out the series, or Alberta, if they win, would be going up to 4-0 in the group here in Division 1 NECC. Yeah, some crazy storylines that could come out with Waterloo finally finding their stride maybe.
Yeah, and honestly, it looks like it. You know, they're drafting amazingly well. From the Game 1's performance, they're playing really well too. So we'll have to see if they can follow up that Game 1 performance in Game 2 and close out the series.
Yeah, we should be getting into game here any couple of seconds now. Did we lock down where that Ziggs was? It's not a Vex bot lane for sure.
Surely not a Vex bot lane. I think you really want Ziggs in bot 2. I think the matchup is so good too. Ziggs into Kai'Sa works really well because Kai'Sa doesn't really have that range, has to walk up for the minions, and you just get free like Q bombs that you can just like toss at her and just get free damage across. And Ziggs Leona, as we talked about, just a great lane to play with. The CC can really just lock him down for Ziggs to get his bombs all to land, and when Ziggs lands his damage, the DPS is just so high.
Yeah, so Waterloo hoping to land the synergy of all synergies here. The circles on the map will be electric, but it's going to come down to their execution and target selection. Meanwhile, Alberta, the series is on the line for them, and they pick such situational, such gamble of a comp here with the Yasuo and the Darius. It's going to come down to execution as we get into game number 2.
Yeah, I've been glazing Waterloo's draft a lot, but UAlberta, they are 3-0 for a reason. So I'm excited to see what kind of plays they can come out with. Fiddlesticks is one of those characters. If Latouf has not played against them, he will be pleasantly surprised with what kind of stuff Fiddle can do. If Folkclear, if that really is his name, I think he knows the Fiddlesticks tech to get those like three-minute clears and just be so efficient and kind of just come out of nowhere with his ultimates as well.
Yeah, the hint is in the name as Latouf throws down the early spear here, trying to engage a bit more early pressure. We saw Waterloo do this last time. Not sure if Bai wants to really engage on this here. Inexhaustive on Camille. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to be backing off from each other, saying hi.
Yep, just gonna make sure they know where Folkclear is starting, and as he spots the board being put near his Raptors, he is gonna go towards his bot side and preferring to start on the blue instead.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty calm start that we saw last time here as well. So it's gonna come down to these junglers and where they're gonna end up, assuming that Folkclear is accurate to the name, pathing towards the top side of the map here, and that's where we saw the pressure from last time, up towards Inexhaustive on the Camille on that top side.
Yeah, and I think the thing that they really got to be careful is that Darius is so good into the Camille early, so Inexhaustive has to be really careful in this matchup. You cannot just always keep looking for fights every opportunity you get, because you will lose them.
Yeah, exactly. Inexhaustive cannot afford to just use the hands diff on the Aatrox like last time. And looking towards the bot side, Good Names actually has the ability to express his skill as well. Last time forced to resort on the Seraphine, but this time with the Kai'Sa, such a powerful pick. Hopefully he'll be able to show more of what he's capable of. Yep. And the early push comes through as well.
Yeah, and this time, yeah, Kai'Sa actually getting the push into the Ziggs lane, so it seems like they are just allowing the push. Jarvan is still that top side, so they don't want to push up without seeing that. Yeah, that, wow.
Yeah, the early wave push coming in here onto Inexhaustive. This is not the dominating lane that he was used to. The pull comes in as well. The stacks are down, and this might be the 1v1 that they're fighting for. Full stacks. The dunk is ready for Bai, but not going to connect as the safety of the tower connects. And here comes the flash, and his first blood to Inexhaustive. Nobody saw that in a million years, and Inexhaustive once again showing who's boss here. The hands are still warm. Excellent work from Inexhaustive with the flash connect. Wow!
That was just so beautifully played by him. He's going in at the opportune times, using his passive well, not staying too long in the trades with the Darius, and uses the flash to instantly snap engage and secure the kill. This is insane for the Camille in this matchup.
Great work again from Inexhaustive. He knew that Darius should think he has the advantage here, and Bai fell for the trap that was laid. Notably now, no flash on Camille. Gonna have to play a lot more carefully as full clear comes up.
Yeah, deja vu here as he sees full clear.
Tries to recall, but the Philly is going to connect, and there's the E that's going to connect as well. Inexhaustive, it was a matter of time. He got cocky on one kill, but just deserts next.
Yeah, classic. Same thing as game 1. Inexhaustive doing well in the matchup, but full clear says, no, I'm going to come kill you. But this time it is the Darius that gets the kill back, gets some more gold for himself in the matchup. But the wave is pushed in. He's not going to be backing anytime soon, and that's a Camille with the Sheen coming back to lane.
Yeah, the gold is still all right for Inexhaustive. Teleport does come through, and Unbo and Ricky, once again, having a lot of lane dominance here, especially in this early game. That Ziggs Leona just so powerful. The wind wall going to come down here. Violent Chill trying to have a bit more stability in this mid lane than last time.
Yeah, and I do want to see Latu try and get out there too. He is playing the Jarvan, who has such an amazing amount of early pressure. Ooh, good trade there. But yeah, it is actually full clear that has more games this game in the middle.
Oh, notably the Q doesn't connect. Violent Chill had the opportunity onto Kayn, and the tornado is going to go wide as well. Could have been so close there on the left-hand Kayn, but opportunity missed here for Violent Chill. The wind wall does connect, and Latouf is here actually. Spear comes down, Flash is burned, and that's a kill. Lying in wait is the J4. Meanwhile, Bai going with the pick here. Knows that his Q is going to create a lot of sustain here, and Inexhaustive has to know his place in this lane right now.
Yeah, Latouf with the perfect timing, knowing that Violent Chill is going to try to go in, but Nex has to push that lane and just picks up the kill beautifully there, helping his mid laner out.
Yeah, great work from Latouf here. Again, the synergy between Latouf and Kayn, maybe it transcends the champions you pick, because we're seeing such excellent work here from them again, being able to synchronize and communicate on how they need to push their advantages in these lanes. And yeah, Bai, he's having a much nicer time than he is last time.
Yep, and Darius, he is actually going to be able to go back here before those grubs spawn, and with just how good Darius is early game, I believe this should give UAlberta the priority onto those grubs, and it'll be pretty hard for Waterloo to contest. They're going to be going for that bot lane instead.
Yeah, we did see an early trade last game as well for the grubs, so more of the same thing here as Latouf is spotted out on the ward, and Alberta knows better. They're going to back off here.
Yep, just going to be the classic grubs for Dragon trade here, as Latouf can also pick up the Scuttle first, but should be going to the Dragon.
Yeah, we are seeing now as well the advantage pushed over towards the bot side, shifting over for Alberta here. A lot of abilities going wide here. Excellent footwork from both sides here on the mid lane, but Latouf is once again here. Flash still here for Violent Chill, but full clear here as well. It's a 2v2 in the mid lane. Here comes the Crow Storm. The Fear connects onto both, but they're going to have to go onto Violent Chill. But all of the health bars are gone for Waterloo. Alberta can punch back in this 2v2.
Yeah, and that was just a beautiful Crow Storm by full clear. Violent Chill baiting them in, and Fiddlesticks gets the punish here. Just beautifully played, not much that they could do. You know, Fiddlesticks was on the Herald. He's got to be nearby. Maybe they could have predicted it, but yeah, in the end, UAlberta getting the advantage here.
Yeah, they tried to fight back. Flash burned on for the Vex, and it's not going to be enough. A great advantage over here for full clear. And this is what you were mentioning in the draft. This Fiddlesticks is such a power point for Alberta. Just the fact that he's so rarely played, this pocket picks in general can create such an advantage for teams that don't know how their opponent's going to play against them, or how they'll play against their opponent.
Yeah, and top lane is in a rough spot here as Inexhaustive has got the lane frozen against him, and he is getting some good trades across, but that is an early game Darius. It's really hard to fight against, and I think he's just going to have to call the jungler over to get some help pushing it in.
Could be looking for a potential dive here. It's going to happen depending on this wave state, and Latouf, notably no ultimate actually. Cataclysm has not been reached yet, so it's going to come down to a Hextech ultimatum if they're looking for this dive. Maybe Bai just wants to fight. Yeah, this would be a very challenging dive. The stun connects, trying to get behind him. The ghost is popped as well. Hextech ultimatum connects, and Latouf is here as well. Synchronizations all across the map. The dunk connects. The burn is not going to be enough, and it's an easy kill here for the top side of Waterloo. It looked dicey, but they were able to get it done.
Yeah, and he just pops the potion, eats the biscuit, and the bleed is not going to be able to do anything. Great play again by Latu, making sure his laners are all okay, but full clear instantly recognizing that, going for the counter jungle. And we've got a little bit of a split map situation going on now.
Yeah, it's counter jungle versus counter jungle. Ricky encounters the Scarecrow here and wants nothing to do with it. Just going to stay here. Let the Krugs bug him a bit. But yeah, all is calm once again on the Rift. But great play responses here from all of these plays that we're seeing.
Yeah, and Ricky is not going to be able to do too much here, as Jarvan is also going to be getting the opposing red buff. So I think they should be okay letting this go down. He is going to maybe even try to look for another play here and there, or just guarding for his Jarvan, seeing what camps are left up.
Yeah, Onbo is pushed up quite a bit, but I think Full Clear is just going to look for the camps. It's in his name. He just needs a Full Clear right now.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job of it. 70 to 54 in the CS game. Fiddle has that ability to just farm so quickly after just getting one component, and you can see that in that clear speed now.
Warhammer and Sheen completed here. Ricky looking to push onto Full Clear. The Fear comes down as well, but it's the Blast Cone over to safety, and nothing really lost for either side.
Yeah, he accidentally smoked the Leona into the big truck there, so it doesn't end up getting the full camp.
Yeah, maybe that's Ricky Aura again, but notably Valdano sitting in the bush. Maybe this is the time Onbo pushes up a bit too far. And here comes the action. The horse is charging. Onbo, the target, the stun connects. Here comes the Fear, and Kaisa ultimating it well. Onbo is completely helpless here against this 3v1. Inexhaustive now on a fight of his own against Bai, has to jump out.
Yeah, cannot get the buffer onto the but yeah, Anbo just choosing not to flash that Rel engage and just ends up getting punished. You have to flash that initial CC against Rel or she will just lock you down for a millennium.
Pushing up a little too far, getting a little too cocky. Waterloo has to calm down if they want to stay competitive in this game. Alberta's key to win was their situational successes, and right now they're coming across on the board. Full Clear especially, Good Names is able to get a kill to his name now, and yeah, it's looking good for Alberta right now.
Yeah, Ricky doing God's work there, keeping that wave up for Ambo as Inexhaustive,
Inexhaustive takes the tower shot and 4 stacks coming down, and he wants nothing to do with that right now. Full Clear, especially in the area. It is on Vision, so should be all right for Inexhaustive, but now the move here is towards the Grubs. Notably last game, the Grubs went 3-3, so this will look like 6 Grubs going over to Alberta.
Yeah, it's really hard for them to get this. Fiddle clears Grubs so well with his AoE drain as well. This is pretty much almost already gone here, but Kane wants something to do with it.
Kane wants to find the angle, wants to get in. Ricky here as well. It's a 4v4, but here comes the Crow Storm. The fleas are absolutely magnificent. Knockup's coming down, and Waterloo is left scrambling. Hookshot to survive. Now focuses on the Tooth. Burn coming down. Is he going to bleed to death? He lives on looks like 1 HP, but it is not going to be a win for Waterloo. They are forced to run for the hills.
Yeah, I mean, that fight just looked impossible, but they tried it anyway. And Kane is the one who's paying the price here, as Ambo moving to mid means Kaisa can get some time in that bot lane. With waves and plays are going in.
Oh, the Leona E isn't able to connect as the flash comes out from Valdani, or the flash comes out from Violent Chill. Nice cooldown burn by. Maybe looking a little low here. Hookshot connects, flash with the buffer, but the ultimate comes down. Hextech ultimatum as well, and it is a swift strike from the blades on the legs. Inexhaustive picks up the solo kill.
Camille has the Triforce spike. He had the item advantage, and he uses it so perfectly well. Before Darius gets the back off, he gets one more kill, one more solo kill for himself, really proving how dominant he is in this top lane.
Yeah, you have to take stock. Well, ultimate is going to go a little wide
here.
here.
Pass by me, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Cade maybe a little wide on the ultimate there. Ricky, got to be careful where you're backing. Now, if we take stock of where the game is at, the gold lead is only 1,000 swung over to the side of Alberta, 1 dragon. Grub's obviously going to be quite an advantage for these early game champs as they're going to go towards the later stages of the game, able to pick up more gold and pushing pressure. But right now, Waterloo, it has been looking dire, but they're actually not in the worst position in the world.
Yeah, and just looking at this, the next dragon is coming up, and Full Clear's ultimate is back up as well. We'll see Barbie just contest it here. They have been looking to contest everything so far, but Latoof is in the top lane, so Just sees they're just giving it over. They want to fight this scary Scarecrow.
Yeah, the objective priority on Waterloo is completely opposite to what it was last game. They know that Full Clear has been putting on such a show on this Fiddlesticks, making it so hard to find any angle into these fights.
Yeah, those early kills that with the beautiful play that he did in the mid lane too just makes him so strong at this point. It's so hard for them to contest, and that's going to be 2 dragons for UAlberta.
Looks like there was an attempted dive here for Inexhaustive and Latoof on to buy. Is going to force out the teleport from Violent Chill, but not going to be converted into a kill. Violent Chill maybe stuck between a rock. Oh, hook shot doesn't connect on the wall. Violent Chill. Interesting play here we're seeing. Latoof just walks back into the top lane, but maybe they bit off more than they can chew. Knockup connects onto Inexhaustive. It's a kill. The teleport comes down, but Ambo, you're in the wrong place, buddy. It's a Scarecrow. The double kill over to buy, and that is Alberta showing why they're 3-0 in the division right now.
Yeah, that was an interesting TP by Anvil here. Some questionable plays coming out. It was actually UAlberta who had the numbers advantage, and the Crowstorm secures the kill.
And Good Name's just been pushing on this bot side, creating a gold advantage. Static Shift connects onto for the Kaisa, and the first turret goes down with the help of those grubs. It's 2 actually for the price of 1 right now.
Yep, and now it is in a pretty rough spot for Waterloo. They are 4k gold down. You know, there were some interesting solo moments with like the solo kills and good CS lead by Anvil there, but they are just not taking the right fights this game, and UAlberta is coming out on top every time.
Yeah, Alberta, objective control, complete domination right now as Rift Herald also picked up as well. It's looking much more tough for Waterloo than it was in the last game, and things are looking only to get worse right now.
Yeah, and I feel like the kills are exactly in the right place too, because it is so hard for Waterloo to deal with this Fiddlesticks right now. He is playing so well, hiding in the cover of the vision and popping up exactly when he needs to. Against Fiddle, the real way to beat him is to find him before he finds you, but Full Clear is not letting that happen.
Yeah, Full Clear knows where to hide in the jungle, making it look like Fiddlesticks was the champion made for him. And a lot of these damage, like item spikes that we're hoping to see for Ambo here aren't quite connecting. Ziggs not really throwing in much work with these bombs right now onto Good Names.
Yeah, I think Ziggs really needs to hit like up to like 2 items before his poke really starts hurting just singularly. But for now, they are going to be looking to scale it up. This game is by no means done, but it is concerning that they have 2 dragons already, and you just have to walk into Full Clear Crowstorm to contest those objectives in the next few minutes.
Yeah, Alberta, now you see how much vision and positioning they have ready over towards this river. They know nobody is allowed in here. They saw how advantaged Latoof was in the previous game, and they're working hard to shut him down, but he's just getting the wolves right now. You know, it's not too bad for him.
Yeah, and Fiddlesticks is one of the best characters at taking advantage of the vision advantage here, so he can always just pop his Crowstorm and appear anywhere. And now Ricky coming in behind Darius.
Ricky maybe a little late to the party on to buy. That is a level 7 Leona versus the Darius, but Inexhaustive is here to help. Solar Flare comes down, and Latoof is here as well. Cataclysm connects as well. The shutdown onto Fiddlesticks. They found Full Clear as well. It's 3 kills over, yeah, 3 kills over to Waterloo suddenly. It's action all around the map in all the right places. Good Name able to take a tower, but what just happened?
Yeah, Waterloo just like leaned forward in their chair there basically. Just got everyone getting kills across the map there. There's beautiful plays coming out, taking advantage of UAlberta overextending, and just like that, they got some bounties. They're slowly getting back into that game.
Yeah, it's as you said, they found the picks that they needed to. Great work being able to solo kill Full Clear, especially as he was so powerful. Now, this first tower is going to drop. Objective bounty claimed. The gold has swung completely a bit here.
Yeah, this is so huge for them. They get the bounty on the tower due to the Demolitionist and the Ziggs there. Goes down in about like 5 seconds, and now you see the dragon spawning in about a minute now. It is so huge for them to get that gold back and buy. Hopefully Ricky's going to be able to back too. I think, yeah, he's pretty out of warriors right now.
Yeah, Ricky should be able to complete this recall, and now all eyes are on that dragon timer. Alberta knows that this is their chance to stabilize. TP available as well for Violent Chill. Now he's looking towards that bot side, and Alberta making sure that they want to tell Waterloo that this was a fluke. And after this fight, it is completely back in their hands.
Yeah, and I think a big part of this macro here is that Darius does not have TP. He's running the Ghost instead, so Inexhaustive can just match him until the fight starts and just TP it way ahead of this Darius. So Darius taking the Ghost for the lane advantage, but Inexhaustive just was killing him anyway, and now this is where he really pays the price.
Yeah, the wave is not that in too bad a state here for Waterloo that Bai is going to be that big a threat. So Inexhaustive staving him off for now. Vision placed all around the map as the dragon spawns.
Yep, and now it's all going to be for how well of an ultimate can Fulclear get off. They spawned a Herald for some pressure maybe the bottom lane as well. Someone will have to maybe go deal with that, but for now all eyes are on the dragon. Darius is slowly making his way over from behind.
Yeah, if you don't need to teleport, if you're able to be pedestrian. And yeah, Waterloo, their angle in is looking more and more dire. Violent Chill taking the truck. That is the Rift Herald down, but Onbo may be caught between a rock and a hard place.
Trouble here.
Yeah, this is not looking great. Darius actually might be the one in trouble. The bomb is going to connect. The Solar Flare flashed away from, but Hookshot is going to connect on from Inexhaustive. That's a fight in its own right, but this dragon is taken away for Alberta, and now they have to run for the hills. Latouf doesn't want to let them get away. Relq is dodged away from, and here comes the hookshot from Inexhaustive, but the Crow Storm is going to connect, but how much can it do? Waterloo is cleaning up the map. They're turning the tides of this battle. Good Name's forced to use the Killer Instinct to dodge away, but is it going to be enough? It is. Waterloo lost the dragon, but they're winning these fights. And wow, excellent work from Waterloo, getting the gold where they need to.
Yeah, and Yasuo going as a bit of a distraction, just running that Herald into the bot lane, dragging the jungler over while Fiddlesticks does finish it, but they are not able to get out. Waterloo collapse, they pick up some more bounties, and now that gold lead has pretty much equalized in this game.
Yeah, the kills are going over towards Waterloo. Gold is now advantage towards Waterloo as well, and they are notably not on Soul Point, and Alberta is. So, especially in this jungle-focused game where Folclear has been the star of the show, the spotlight has been on him. Soul Point for Alberta is such an advantage right now.
Yeah, I will say it is the Chemtech Soul, not one of the better souls. In this game specifically, I guess if you are looking at the dive comp, it does kind of help them survive if you just can barely not finish them off. But now you see an angle from behind.
Alberta catching out the Waterloo bot lane. The Crowstorm connects. Ricky forced to run for the hills. The bomb's not going to be enough, and that is an easy 2 pickups here for Waterloo. Here comes Violent Chill as well, knocking up with onto Kane, and it's going to be a kill onto Vex. 3 quick kills over to Alberta, and now they look towards the Baron.
Yeah, and just like that, UAlberta making things happen, making some plays, getting 3 kills just like that, and now they're turning on to Baron. Jarvan is alive with an exhaustive. Can they do anything?
I don't know, you have to be a real hero as Valdano sneaks around undetected. He might be able to get the, he gets the Magna Storm on, and Alberta turns. Latouf is completely cooked, and now Alberta goes back onto the Baron. It was an easy bait, an easy pickup, and now they're still going to get the objective. Inexhaustive. You might just have to sit and watch. He actually decides to go in. Hextech Ultimatum onto Valdano. Ambo back as well. Are they able to put up any damage? A lot of AoE here. Ricky, what can they get done? Teleport coming in as well, but it's not going to look like they're going to be able to get the Baron. The ultimate comes down as well. Here comes Vex. They're just going in one by one. Crowstorm connects as well. They have to retreat, but they won't. Left-hand Kane goes in, gets a kill back. Onbo forced to run as well, but is he going to run away? Full clear, tries to run with the Baron. Waterloo, they're kind of making it work.
Yeah, they do get 2 of the kills, so a little bit of a consolation prize, but the Baron does end up going down. And I think even like Camille and Jarvan do end up going down in that exchange. So in the end, pretty good for UAlberta. At the end of it, they are now at a 3K gold lead here. As Anbo hopefully going to be able to get out the Killer Instinct. Ooh, okay. All right. Not going to be able to land that. As, yeah, I think it's just going to come down to this next dragon in less than 2 minutes. Can UAlberta pick up that soul? I'm sure there's going to be a big fight. We'll have to see who comes out on top.
This Ziggs is doing damage now. We're finally able to see those 2 items coming through, and those hit bombs onto Good Names there on the Kaisa were really putting in work. But again, you look at the context of that whole play. 2 kills given away at the start of the Baron, 2 more given away once the Baron spawns. And yeah, it's just really tough here for Waterloo. They were able to get some consolation prizes, but the gold back firmly in Alberta's hands.
Yeah, I will say, Ziggs is doing a lot of damage, but so is the Kaisa. She's hit that 3-item power spike where she should have all 3 of her evolved, so she is online right now. I know we've been talking a lot about this Fiddlesticks as the one they need to shut down, but this Kaisa needs to be handled. If she's free hitting, UAlberta will win this fight.
Yeah, as you say, we've been talking about full clear this entire game. You look at the score line, 4-0-3. When did that happen? 450 gold bounty. This Kaisa is going to be a force to be reckoned with, but it feels like the forces to be reckoned with on Alberta just keep getting bigger.
Yeah, and Fiddlesticks has also picked up that all-important the Seeker's Arm Guard, which does give him that stasis when he does go in, so he can survive after popping the ultimate and going in the middle of these heavy dive targets. So I think that's so big for their engage too.
Void Seekers are being thrown out left and right, and they are not connecting yet. But if they do, Killer Instinct could be thrown out at any moment, and that is absolutely terrifying. It seems the theme Alberta is going for is fear.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're still up in this top side. They haven't really gotten too much vision. The bot. Oh, it's Kane.
Kane getting dunked on here, but notably still alive. Stun comes through, and there's the kill now. Top turret is down, and the Grub Mites are coming through as well. And Alberta completely picking up the map here. They are in control of this game.
Yeah, huge pickup there, and now they're probably making their way to the Dragon. It should be an easy 5v4 for them. The Vex is going to be up in 25 seconds though, so they do have some time to run over and pick up that Dragon.
Yeah, right now Alberta are showing why they're 3-0, and Waterloo are struggling against this composition here. The Fiddlesticks has been such a power point, and now these other picks are online. Kaisa, look at the damage, the DPS onto this Dragon. That's going to be Soul going over to Alberta, and it's another easy objective here for them.
Yep, and now they are in a commanding position with the power of the Chemtech Soul. I think Waterloo has to try and look for some crazy picks, just like this.
And there's the Cataclysm on the good names, the Killer Instinct forced to be used to get out. But that's 2 ultimates. The Crowstorm actually pushed back away from the Satchel, and okay, some ultimates thrown out on both sides, but neither really feels too bad about it.
Yeah, Kaisa, great job of using the ultimate to get out of the Cataclysm there. Is able to stay alive without burning any summers. That's the key. So she still will have the subs for these upcoming fights. And it's just so difficult to reach her, I feel like. Waterloo have not been able to do it a single time so far.
Yeah, exactly. The bounty grows now to 500 gold. CS leads are mounting here for the side. Actually, CS leads are pretty even. But the gold difference is 5,000 for the side of Alberta. They are absolutely in control of this game. It is theirs to lose this time, making sure it's not a repeat of Game 1.
Yep, and Waterloo does have a pick comp, right? So they can always just look to collapse on someone who they think is overextended, and I think that's what they need to do. They need to get ahead of the pace here, try and find some members that are not with their team, and get that fight started without the Fiddle being able to just Crowstorm all over them.
Yeah, a big piece of the difficulty of that is the Crowstorm and the Fiddlesticks here. You never know where he's going to be, so it's so hard to find these wraparound angles where you can look for those isolated picks when your whole jungle is just so dark.
Yeah, Fiddlesticks now having those 2.5 items. He is so strong at this point of the game. Here he
it's
goes.
going to go into Ricky. The stun connects as well. Kaisa bullets are raining down, but the flash E-in is actually going to be what starts the fight here for Waterloo. Magnet Storm connects for Alberta, and here comes the Vex ultimate. Crowstorm not connecting on much, but full clear decides to Zanya's. Inexhaustive taken down by good names in the side, but it's a fight 3v3. Latouf taken out as well, and Waterloo forced to run for the hills. Zanya's popped for good names, and it's dicey. But Alberta takes advantage. It's a 3-for-3 as Embo picks up Valdonia.
Yeah, but good names are still alive and a threat to be dealt with. Ziggs should be able to clear the waves pretty easily, so not too much going to be going. But the Darius pushing in from the top lane here. It's going to be pretty hard to push him off that inhib. That should be his.
Yeah, very difficult to push off this Darius. He has been the silent worker right now that we're seeing, pushing in this top side, and now mid is under siege as well. Violent Chill and Good Names, how are you going to be able to kill these guys?
Yeah, Good Names is doing such a great job of staying alive. You can see the snap engage that Ricky did onto him, but the ultimate is so helpful for Kaisa to get out, and he's doing a great job. He had the Seeker's Arm Guard to keep him alive in that last fight too, and the Zanyas is going to be coming up next too. Once the Kaisa has a Zanya, it's so hard to catch her out.
Yeah, the Baron respawns as well, and it feels like it's all but Alberta's right now. It's looking dire for Waterloo. They're going to try and get this Rift Scuttle, try and keep the advantage. Some of that permanent vision there will be helpful for them in trying to stave off this Baron right now, but it's still looking so tough.
Yeah, and it's good that they get this vision, right? Getting vision is paramount against the Fiddlesticks. You need to know what kind of fight you're starting. Even in that last one, you know, they jump in onto the Kaisa, but the Crowstorm goes onto 3 and just provides so much space, so much damage. They need to be able to drop away when that Crowstorm comes and not just be all CC or AoE'd by it.
And Exhaustive, making sure he does not cross a certain line that means he will die. He has had it 1,000 times where he's been ganked, and he decides this is not the moment for him. Red buff being picked up here from Alberta. And Waterloo, they're sitting pretty comfy in this top side, but how comfy should they be? Latouf goes down into Valdanio. The Crowstorm comes out, connects onto Ricky, flees onto Ombo, and it's looking like Good Names is able to put in work. By I Love You is going to get a kill as well onto Ricky, and here comes the flash. Alberta is just taking charge of this fight. Waterloo forced to run for the hills. Killer Instinct is used as well, but the Void Seeker does not connect. Here comes the pull. There's the knockup, and Inexhaustive forced to flash. Hook shot away, but left-hand Kane with the ultimate onto full clear. Maybe looking for a solo kill in the top side. Violent Chill low as well. Good Names just going to be able to connect onto Ziggs here, and left-hand Kane left without a team, and it's going to be an ace for Alberta. They are making sure this game goes 1-1, and the series goes the full 3.
Yeah, UAlberta is now heading for the base link to knock it all down. The death timers are decently long at this point, so they're going to be pushing for that win.
Yeah, Alberta continuing to push on the pressure. They have the Void Mites, 2 waves coming in. It's only Ricky and Latouf, but you see how quickly these towers fall. The Zonya's popped onto Good Names. Health is low, but is it going to be enough? Ricky, that Zenith Blade is not going to do damage. Alberta, they're showing why they're 3-0 in Division 1, taking control and pushing this series onto Game 3.
Yeah, not before one last kill onto Latouf as the Kaisa is popping off with the double kill to end the game. UAlberta are going to be taking game number 2 here and equalizing that series.
What an incredible performance from Alberta, showing why they are undefeated so far in the NECC Division 1 group, and they put on quite a show for us. Their situational composition was looking excellent.
Yeah, and they played it so well. I really want to give props to the Fiddlesticks pick there. It really was so well played the entire game. That mid lane play really just started that snowball where all his ultimates were just so well played.
Yeah, absolutely. The picks and small advantages that Alberta were able to pick up, especially that Crowstorm 2v2 fight in the mid lane, I feel like it set it all off, and just great work from Alberta. So we will be throwing it over to a quick break before we get into Game 3, but don't you miss it. We have an electric series still on the line.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are now going to Game 3 in Waterloo versus Alberta here. We have got a banger of a series on our hands.
Yeah, both games we've been able to watch so far have been absolutely electric. Constant fighting, constant skirmishing, and both sides completely want to let the other know what they're capable of.
Yeah, and this is Fearless Draft as a reminder. So we had like the Aurora popping off in Game 1, randomly a Fiddlesticks pick by UAlberta popping off in Game 2, and we'll have to see what kind of spicy picks they got to bring out of their pockets here. We are late into this series. There are so many characters out of the pool, but the band's going to stay relatively the same.
Yeah, it's how deep are your pockets and how strong are your picks is the name of the game in this third and final match of the series. As you mentioned, bans should mostly stay the same because if they weren't getting through in the first two, there's no reason you should let them through in the second or the third.
Yeah, and Waterloo, they tried to experiment with leaving the zigzags and taking it away in Game 2, and it didn't really work out for them, you know? But by picking it in Game 2, they now don't have to ban in Game 3, so they can resort to that Lilia ban instead. But something that is left up that was banned before was the Gwen. Oh, never mind.
Well, as we say it, the Gwen will not be seeing the light of day in this series here. And when it comes to Good Name's champion pool, the Seraphine now taken off the table, Ziggs taken off the table, and Kaisa with such a strong showing last time also taken away. Might be looking more towards the Jhin or some maybe random pocket picks they might pull out from solo queue. Skarner for Warriors.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. He has been like an S tier jungle recently. He just gets so tanky, similar to like that Sejuani, but your ganks are a lot more unpredictable. You can do some crazy stuff, like pulling people over the Baron pit, for example. And yeah, I love to see that locked in. But on the other hand, maybe they're gonna go for a big dominant lane with the Caitlyn with maybe Morgana or Lux.
Yeah, Caitlyn locked in here for Good Names. Nice pick. We haven't seen too much of it recently, especially in this Fearless draft. And Karma going to be chosen to match with it. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, you know, it is a spicy lane to come across here, and I think there's a lot of other ADCs that are better than Caitlyn in the current meta. The items for her aren't really the best. You just feel so weak in that mid game, but we'll have to see if they can pilot it well. If Caitlyn is going to do well, they need to get so many plays. They need to be constantly pushing the enemy in, and Karma facilitates that so well. But every time you see Caitlyn, Ezreal is the instant answer that comes to mind.
Yeah, and the typical matchup you think of is something like Ezreal Karma. That's such a constant staple in the bot lane, and now they're on opposite sides of the rift here. Ezreal taken for Waterloo. Nice response here for the Caitlyn is going to be pretty effective here in Ombo's hands.
Yeah, and you can actually go for an engage support because Karma is pretty exposed to ganks here. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a little Blitzcrank, you know, but might be something a little more consistent coming across here as, yeah, oh, yes,
No
yes.
way you just called it.
Do it.
Lock it in.
No!
No! What the heck? It's Ori. Okay, Orianna was hovered and banned before, but now we see it picked here for the mid lane. I'm sorry, buddy. Blitz will have to wait. It's a different robot for today. With the synergy with the Skarner, a lot of lockdown control. That's sort of been what Waterloo has been looking for in all of these matchups. And now very staple jungler, Sejuani for Alberta.
Yep, they're just matching that jungle archetype with the Sejuani. Both Skarner and Sejuani providing very similar, just frontline engage for their team, which allows like mage supports like Karma to be played, for example. But now there's going to be some supports being blocked, banned out here. Braum is a great one. We'll see if there's some other mage supports they want to take out of the pool so that the Caitlyn Karma can thrive in this lane.
Well, maybe they won't ban Blitzcrank. We still have time.
There's
we
still time, yes.
As we see the Neeko banned out here as well. Neeko can be such an effective pick when you synchronize it with the Sejuani, with the Caitlyn, with the traps, and the Glacial Prison taken away here. Waterloo does not want to fight against that. So great bans here. And the Sona looking to be banned away here.
Also, there is a little possibility the Karma can go mid. The Karma can go top. It is a flex technically. It looks to be a good pairing, but they can leave that all the way to the end and maybe pull out a little Karma top if they're facing a tank, for example. And maybe even get like Caitlyn Lux, Caitlyn Morgana to get an even stronger bot lane.
And there's the Mordekaiser banned away from buy. This late into Fearless Draft, they really have to start targeting the deepest of pocket picks, and Mordekaiser will not be seen today. But as we get back over here onto Alberta's side, they will be looking to pick still their top side, maybe their mid, and that is going to be the Silas. Hovered and coming out as well.
Yeah, pretty early Sylas coming out. I think they want the melees to work with the Sejuani to provide the strong skirmish potential here. And looking at the ults on the other side. No, I'm not getting baited again.
No
It's
way,
not
no
gonna happen
way.
again. But yeah, you see,
No! Okay.
yeah, even Rakan would be pretty good ultimates for him. But the Ezreal ult is so good. The Shockwave is a staple ultimate in the game. So Sylas, some pretty good ults for him to steal here.
Rakan picked here for the support. I feel like
Yeah, Blitz
our
top? Yeah,
Blitz
maybe.
top, surely I feel like we may have some tomfoolery going on with our broadcast team, but it is the set hover in the bot as our final pick here for the Warriors.
Yeah, and Set as the blind pick, that is a very interesting heretic to come out here. Inexhaustive, he just wants to fight. So he brings up the Brawler in Game 3. We'll see what it ends up being matched with. Hopes to be another melee because he had the Sejuani, but ooh, will it be the Smolder to kind of just sit back and scale?
Smolder hover with Cassante. I have the feeling I'd like Cassante a little bit more here. That seems like more the name of the game. Set versus Cassante in the top side. And once again, Inexhaustive and Bai just absolutely beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, Cassante can kind of weather that pressure really well here, but just looking at these comps, there's not too much damage on the side of UAlberta. A lot of frontline playmaking, but if that Sylas gets put behind, I kind of feel that UA is going to struggle with the damage until super late into the game where Caitlyn has like 4 or 5 items.
Yeah, once again, we are seeing this is more of a front to back type of team composition from Waterloo compared to what we saw with the previous compositions where it was more looking for the individual synergies you could find in between champs. Now you have Skarner and Set, Mage and a bot lane with a support, engage. Pretty simple.
Yeah, all the spicy picks have unfortunately just fizzled out, I guess. They're going to good old standard. And yeah, looking at these drafts, who do you have going into this game 3? Who's going to take the win here?
Okay, so we have. I feel like Caitlyn Karma is such a weak link in this chain that is Alberta's team. I don't really know how exactly it's going to fit in very well to their team fighting prowess. And yeah, I think my eyes are going to be on this Caitlyn this game, how effectively they can pull it off. It might be a pocket pick for good names and secretly the best champion we've ever seen. But right now, I feel like Caitlyn is not where it's at.
Yeah, I think especially just looking at the bot lane performances in these previous games, right? Waterloo has come out with like CS leads in both of those games, have been able to perform really well. So if they can match that, even just be even with the Caitlyn in lane, they're just gonna be so much stronger in the mid to late game.
Yeah, and when I think about it, I think I'd so much rather have the Ezreal on my team with the Rakan. Such nice engage potential with the peel as well. You don't have to worry quite as much with the Ezreal compared to the Ziggs of last game about getting engaged on, getting caught out, because Embo last game with the Ziggs was caught out quite a few times, and that Ziggs did not look like a strong point for them.
Yeah, and just looking at how the early game goes is going to be a pretty good indicator for later on in this game. I feel like we want to see Caitlyn getting the plates, getting ahead super early. We want to see Sejuani going on to going with her melee like top and mid laners and providing that big CC for them, getting them ahead. But if UAlberta don't get ahead early on in the game, then I think they will just get outskilled.
And at the end of the day, draft is only so much, but we are here into our final match of the series. Game 3 in Waterloo versus Alberta, NECC Division 1.
Yeah, and we've got to hear this last game, winner takes all, as the Summoners heading into the Rift here. We'll see if UAlberta can keep their win streak alive, or if it will be shattered by Waterloo's first win.
And here in the final game of the day, we have a cheeky 5-stack into this bot side brush. Umbo does not spot it out on the Ezreal here. See, he have to take Arcane Shift right away if he decides to push too far. But right now, Tribush, he is going to spot them out and decides to back away. It is going to be the Arcane Shift for level 1. Good discipline, not going for the Mystic Shot.
Yeah, well played by them. Sylas is able to force the Arcane Shift out of Ezreal. And Anbo, this makes it almost impossible for him to get Prio at the start of the lane right now, which is what Caitlyn wants.
Yeah, nice early advantage here for Alberta. Critically, I don't think we touched on it in the draft, but they chose red side again. It seems that they are not letting the game 1 loss shake them, and game 2 was just providing more confidence that this is the side they like to pick, especially in this draft composition.
Yep, and just looking at how this game started off, both junglers starting off in that top side. So going top to bot here, bot lane will most definitely be prio for UAlberta here, so Sejuani should get first grabs onto the first scuttle, but we'll see what ends up happening.
Nice snipe here from Good Names, and Valdanio lying in the bush as well. It appears that this this bot duo that they've played is so practiced, and at this point in the series, Inexhaustive versus Bai level 1, it's just stock standard we're seeing here. But Inexhaustive getting the better of it right now. Those punches hit hard.
Yeah, this just looks like a JoJo anime. It's like, oh, you're approaching me, we must fight to the death. And every time that happens, you know, Folkleer has been there at the start, helping out Vi, so we'll see if that ends up happening again. Will Inexhaustive pay the price for his aggression?
Yeah, Inexhaustive, I feel, is always down to pay the price if it means he gets to fight a bit harder. Early level 2 coming in here for Alberta, and where we thought this bot lane would be weak, they're actually showing quite a bit of advantage off the back of that Mystic shot. Forced to use it to get a minion here, actually. And yeah, this bot side's looking pretty tough right now for Waterloo.
Yep, and that's how it's going to be just the first 10 minutes of lane, I feel like. But oh my god, Inexhaustive with great trades once again. Inexhaustive has continuously been doing better in that 1v1 matchup so far. Ooh. But yeah, you know, will he just pick up another solo kill because the junglers are pathing away? But look at mid lane. Left
hand Kayn, flash connects. Silas chains do not. Left hand Kayn forced to flash, but there's the Kayn, the chains as well onto Kayn. First blood here for Alberta. A nice pickup, clean execution. Forced to burn the flash here for Kayn. And Alberta starting this game off strong.
Yeah, and Inexhaustive taking a lot of damage there too. It was just a great gank in the mid lane. Kayn, he tried to play it well, trying to flash out at the opportune moment, but Violent Chill held the chains and used it after the flash to guarantee that kill.
Oh!
You look away for 1 second and he's dead.
You cannot take the camera off Inexhaustive. Just when the spotlight's away, he decides to demand it back to him. It is a kill over to Inexhaustive, and that is the top laner we know.
Yeah, he's proving his worth in Game 3, getting solo kills game after game after game. And here comes Latoof in the bot lane.
Latoof comes in, crashes over the wall, Ricky with the engage. Knockup doesn't connect critically. The root comes down. Valdanio taking some damage, but Alberta's happy with that gank. They were able to get away pretty cleanly.
As Kayn in trouble
left
again.
Left hand Kayn! Oh, these ganks are connecting so well for Alberta. Inexhaustive, he's not used to ganks going other ways. He's used to soaking up so much pressure, and Kayn thought he could just chill. And now down 0-2.
Yeah, that Orianna has a tough time in lane, as the Sejuani-Silas combo is so good to proc the Sejuani's passive. But now you see the Grub's going to come up, the first dragon coming up soon, and it looks like with that mid lane advantage, UAlberta has their pick.
Yeah, in every game we've seen such early grub priority taken here from Alberta, and this game will not be any different. Folkleer decides to shoo Inexhaustive away. He does not connect. Inexhaustive might not have to burn anything. He decides to go back in. That's Inexhaustive we know. And he is making sure that Folkleer isn't down without a fight.
Yeah, but you know, this time Latoof is going to come over and help him make sure he can get that lane pushed in. Just taking a little bit of a sneaky back there, but oh my god, you can see the power of the Caitlyn Karma in this lane, just repeatedly forcing them into their tower. Anbo is taken so low, but he's done a pretty good job of maintaining the CS so far at least.
Yeah, the lane looks pretty tough, but these waves are always pretty much going to be pushing in with the state that they were in earlier after the level 1 incident. So the CS should be pretty even if he's able to get it off of this tower, but great priority here from Good Names in Valdanio.
Yeah, Latoof had to come over to steal the Krugs there. A little bit of a sneak, knowing that the jungle is probably backed off for now.
Yeah, and this mid lane looking to stabilize. Kayn down quite a bit of CS here in this early game. That's not how they were hoping to press their advantage early with this ranged melee matchup right now. And the ultimate taken away, that shockwave could be devastating.
Yeah, Kayn has to be so afraid here until he can get his flash back up. But for now, he is able to get freeze in the mid lane. But you can see the Avengers are coming after Inexhaustive in top lane.
Inexhaustive, it is a 4v1 right now. Valdanio and Good Names with the lane swap are going to make this so tough for Inexhaustive. He does have the ult, but is it going to be enough? The W comes down, but I don't think there's any way out of this. Alberta with another clean kill. Eyes over towards the Grubs now. Are they going to be able to pick something up on the bot side? I feel like Bai is just so tanky.
Yeah, it's a Cassante this time. You know, it's not something like a Darius. He's going to be so difficult to dive. He is so tanky. Even if he falls behind, he will be very useful in this game. So great counter pick there, being able to stave off Inexhaustive's pressure. And yeah, you know, Inexhaustive, he's doing well. He's getting a lead. But then you see everyone coming top lane for you, and you're like, come on, man.
There's only so much you can do against pretty much the entire team of UAlberta. And now this dominant bot lane that we were seeing earlier, Inexhaustive, I don't know how you're going to do well against this. There's just have so much range against him. It is going to be a cross-map trade, though, for this dragon off the back of the prio that this Waterloo bot lane is able to get. So another grub dragon trade.
Yeah, it's interesting that they do end up going for this lane swap here. The top tier is a lot more tankier than the bot one, so the plate's going to take a lot longer to go down. And now Inexhaustive, he does have the ability to try and get some CS here. Ooh, taking a lot of damage.
Trap is going to connect. He's just tanking them for fun. I don't know if this is necessarily the right play, but he wants to make sure he's able to get all these CS. Props to him, I guess. He's committing to his plan, but his health bar is looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah, Set does have that passive regen as Ricky looking for a play here, but can't really do anything.
Here comes Ricky. The knockup connects, but the ball isn't quite on. It isn't going to be enough pressure. Violet Chill knows he's safe in this lane right now.
Yeah, Orianna still needs to scale up before she can be a menace. But now Anbo is going to collapse on.
Anbo versus Cassante. It's the battle of Heartsteel, and it's not looking good for the pretty boy. That is going to be a solo kill over to Bai, and Violent Chill not going to be needed in this fight. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the knockup connects on the good names. It is going to be the slam down from Inexhaustive. The W comes out, and he is out from the fight. But here comes the rest of Waterloo, pushing on to full clear. Left-hand Kane, looking to get some work done, but it's not going to be anything enough. Waterloo picks up another one on the map.
Yeah, 1-for-1 overall as the ADCs end up going down. But you can see plates being taken in the mid lane, in the bot lane by Violent Chill and Bai here. You can see a huge advantage just accumulating just from these plates so far. That's 2K there right now.
Oh, here comes the Silas, but did he go in too far? Use the Rakanal defensively, and he is just going to be zooming on out of there.
Yeah, it's funny to see the Rakanal being used like that, just swiftly running away.
Yeah, just, you can't catch me. I'm fast as... Actually, the Skarner is going to be suppressing it into the wall. Here comes the Impale, and that is a nice pick on Valdanio, forced to burn the flash. Is Waterloo able to get a kill here? Looks like he's out. Flash is burned, but nice work from Alberta to get out of there safely.
Yep, just an ultra flash trade in the end, but now they are going to make sure Good Name's not going to be able to hit that tower once more.
Headshot.
You know, just the first strike poke for some gold there, you know, playing for the money in the long term. But, you know, she is not getting access to that plate anymore, right? This Caitlyn, I feel like she's not as ahead as we would like her to be. Fortunately, the Silas is doing very well for himself, so UAlberta's win condition made me looking around him.
Yeah, they're not on quite the timer that they may have been if the Silas lane didn't go so well. Inexhaustive knows I feel like he just loves to side lane and say, come fight me. Come bring the attention, bring your Karma, bring your Sejuani, I'll fight them all. The root connects and the Glacial Prison may as well. The ult isn't up, the flash isn't going to connect, but here it comes again for full clear, stacking the stun, and it is going to connect as well. Inexhaustive, he's just walking away. It might not be enough, this damage isn't quite there. The pull into the tower, here comes the Skarner, but is this the play that Latouf wants, or is he just trying to bail at his top? It looks like Latouf has gone a bit too far, and he's going to get shot down. Inexhaustive escapes with his life, but at the cost of his jungler. The teleport comes in, actually. He wants more blood.
Yeah, but right on... Oh, actually missed the trap. Inexhaustive is back for that wave. I believe he was actually out by his own, but Latouf gonna end up going down for almost no reason, I feel like. Bit unlucky there, but, you know, he's got 2 belts now. He's got 2 Giants belts. He's gonna be good.
Yeah, he should be a bit beefier here, trying to make the hero play earlier. And is this a rematch we saw in the bot lane? The stun connects by pushing on to Ezreal here. Nice arcane shift to get out of there, but looking dicey. No mana gonna force the recall.
Yeah, he barely had enough mana there for the arcane shift. If he did not, that could have been it for him, as Inexhaustive once again looking to maybe clear out some wards, looking to get some more pressure on the map.
Yeah, and Waterloo right now just looking to stabilize. They were able to pick up an early dragon. Void Grub's back on the map, and it's going to be on Ricky here to be able to push out some vision and try and get some more control, because right now a lot of these fights have not been on Waterloo's terms.
Yeah,
And here comes Skarner, pushes into the wall. The shockwave is brilliant. The impale is even better. And that is Waterloo putting on such a beautiful performance with their abilities here. But it isn't enough. It goes actually 1 for 1. Ricky does fall. But wow, Waterloo showing quite a lot of potential with their abilities here.
Yeah, that looked really cool. If that was like maybe 15 more minutes into the game.
Latoof! Here comes Good Names. It's a kill for Violent Chill. He overstepped his bounds, but Ambo is able to get one back. But he is in the face of a gun woman, and it is the shot coming down. Double kill over from Good Name or from Ambo. But oh, left hand Kane, both health bars so low. Ball isn't quite there. Headshot is oh my god! I didn't know Ricky blocked that, but Ricky's able to save the hands of Kane, and that fight was dicey for both sides.
Yeah, pretty even overall, which I think is better for Waterloo. We see the power of the combo that can come with all their ultimates, but they just didn't have the damage just yet.
The camera hasn't been on him for too long, and here comes the True Shot Barrage. Going to go slightly wide, but it is now just a classic 1 for 1. Going to go down under the tower, the flash to connect, and Exhaust decides that's enough for him. He backs off.
Yep, and with that, probably Latoof is going to be starting up the Dragon as the Grubs are being taken on the other side. Once again, it's a trade here. The Split Pusher is going to take the advantage. This Fat Silas is going to be a menace on the sidelines. You cannot leave him alone.
Yeah, it's interesting to call if 6 Grubs is really worth the 2-Dragon trade, but Violent Chill now gets knocked up from Ricky. But is that the fight he wants to take? He might be a bit too close. Latoof is going to have to bail out his support player, but he still wants to go onto the Dragon here. Violent Chill pressuring, Void Grub's taken down, and it looks like Waterloo's out.
Yeah, the jungler wasn't there, so not really too much that can be done there. Just some fake pressure by Violent Chill here, but they are going to be looking in the enemy jungle in the top side. They need to pick up more of an advantage for themselves.
Yeah, Alberta has been excellent at calling these cross maps, knowing where the jungler of Waterloo is. Latoof, where he's not, that's where Alberta will be. Ricky might not want to be there, buddy. He is going to get caught out. Pix has to flash away. And is going to live. The headshot going to connect onto Ambo here. Saves him, but Kane now has to face the brunt. A lot of these crucial summoners are being picked away just from early unforced errors here.
Yeah, and slowly but surely, Caitlyn is whittling down that top tower. They are going to get the first tower of the game for herself. Huge for Caitlyn to get the lead, get her onto that 2-item spike soon.
Yeah, plates are going to fall here shortly as first turret is destroyed. Alberta with the pretty standard, stable lead here in this third and final game of our series.
Yeah, and I think UAlberta are where they want to be, right? Their Silas is fed, the Sejuani's doing well, the Caitlyn did her job, got a turret, the bot one is also really low too. So they have picked up a huge gold lead, 4K already in just 14 minutes, and they are in a good spot. Now they just have to hold on to it and make sure not to throw, or Waterloo can come back really quickly with their scaling comp.
Glacial Prison not available, so it looks like Alberta's going to look over towards this Rift Herald. Yeah, pretty dicey now for Waterloo to try and poke their heads around these corners, because one wrong move and they could be very well dead.
Yeah, there's no way you can contest this Herald at this point in the game. UAlberta is just so far ahead, and their mid jungle especially is just uncontestable, so they're going to be going down to that bot lane, trying to get a turret there at least.
Now, could this be? I don't think Latoof's been spotted here. Ricky gonna come in as well as the tower will fall. So perhaps we'll buy. Unstoppable comes out, and it is now going to be a 3v1. The charm connects. Rift Herald is taken already, but it looks like Bai is going bye-bye. The set ult is gonna actually take him close to the tower, but it won't matter. A nice kill for Waterloo, but you have to look at the cross map.
Yeah, but now the Herald charging into the mid tower. They're going to be looking to take it down. 6 grubs means it takes about 2 seconds.
Look at the grubs!
The little grubbies are coming! They're gone.
Oh my gosh, they're so powerful. It's going to be another knock here. Here comes actually the ultimate, the knock up here from this. Oh, and a triple impale! This is the fight that Waterloo has been looking for. Good Names is going to fall as well. Full Clear is forced to run for the hills, and Alberta cannot push up too far. Latoof has their number there.
Yeah, Latoof is just crazy with the impale here. I don't think I saw the shockwave come out, but I think it was just not needed there as they do pick up 2 here. Gonna get some prio back. Huge kills for them coming out.
Yeah, that ultimate is crucially saved as they will look to need it towards these upcoming fights. Nice picks from Waterloo showing they are very much still alive in this series. But left-hand Kane might not be.
Oh, where'd he go?
That's Silas, 6-1.
Yeah, Silas is popping off right now. He was low, he was looking to back, but then he saw Kane stepping up and said, nah, that's not allowed, and puts him down.
Yeah, where we were seeing the side lane pressure from Inexhaustive is now coming at the hands of Violent Chill. Another turret destroyed. Ambo, you can't afford to be pushing up that far, buddy. The root won't connect, but the Arcane Shift is going to come down. Headshot, not quite there yet as a killer.
Yeah, it doesn't do too much damage as of now. It's still just that level 1 ultimate. Ambo has a safety to be chilling, but Inexhaustive finds Karma here.
Inexhaustive onto Valdanio. Isn't able to get the Blast Cone. He is over to the Dragon side. Able to get out of it with his life, but that was pretty dicey.
Yeah, that is a strong set, you know. He's been picking up a lot of farm, a lot of plates on the side lane. I think he's going to be a crucial element of getting them the wins in these fights too. You know, Waterloo is in an interesting spot. I think if UAlberta doesn't make any big mistakes, it's really hard for Waterloo to beat them, but Waterloo has to find the picks, has to find the wombo combo that the two are finding. As Kane,
Kane forced to flash, and again, Violent Chill has his number. Kane can't be affording to face this Sylas like that, perhaps caught out, but once again, Sylas is showing how powerful he can be on this map.
Yep, and now 40 seconds for this next dragon to come up. As the two looking for good names.
Here comes the flash. It doesn't connect. Crucially, Impale misses as well. It's a horror start of the fight for Waterloo. They're forced to turn by with the teleport. Maybe that's fine. But the Glacial Prison is going to connect onto Exhaustive. He's now the front line. Showstopper comes down for an Exhaustive, but it's not going to be enough. He will fall here shortly, and it is going to be Alberta pressing their lead. The Suppress comes in as well. He jumps right into the way of the Skarner, but it's looking like Alberta is cleaning up the map. The Stolen Impale is going to be what gets them the kills here. Alberta is putting on a clinic right now, and that was absolutely not what Waterloo wanted to happen.
Waterloo use everything they can to find good names, but he is able to get out with a beautiful flash, and the team collapses amazingly well as they are able to clean up Waterloo and get one dragon back for themselves.
Now the pressure of Soul Point is all but gone so far for Waterloo as Alberta continue to spread out their leads, pushing more advantages. The fight could have been so different if they were able to just connect those skill shots, but nice work from Good Names being able to flash out. Headshots now doing still a bit more damage than last time.
Yeah, and I think that was just huge for UAlberta there, you know. Waterloo, they tried to go for Good Names in the mid lane. He was by himself, and that ultimate from Ricky was so close to connecting, but the charm just didn't land, and she's able to get out, and just multiple ults burnt already. You just have to dip out at that point, but they could not leave with their lives.
Kane on this side lane knows where he can afford to be, and it is not in the Sylas's direction. Opts to push out that wave a bit more, but keeping his distance.
Yeah, they got to figure out how to deal with this Sylas. He has 6 scrubs. He's 8-1, 2 items right now. He's so hard to deal with. Kane cannot be on the same screen as him by himself. It's just, nope, not allowed. So they're going to have to figure out a solution for that problem.
Yeah, Waterloo in these fights, they were feeling a little disjointed, not quite able to connect. And they're going to have to fight completely on their own terms if they have a hope of winning this game.
Yep, there is a little bit of a lull state where Waterloo can just try and scale up here as the Baron hasn't spawned yet. No Dragon or anything to deal with, but you can see the vision advantage that UAlberta have so far.
Alberta collapsing here onto Latouf. Opt not to go for it, but the pressure here is so felt. You know that Waterloo is balancing on a knife's edge with one fight as Shockwave take it away. That can be so crucial in these fights.
Yeah, it is so scary. I think it's also to Fulclear to set up the CC for Sylas to operate, which he has been doing so well, as you can see Anbo's damage onto Fulclear in full display there.
Yeah, that full clear is full health pretty much after a full Ezreal combo, so it's looking like the Sejuani is definitely doing her job being the beefy frontline for Alberta.
Yeah, but I think like that's just both Jungler's job right there, and both of them are pretty strong. Like they
Arcane Shift burn from Anbo, and now Alberta sees their opportunity to collapse, but it is going to be the Mystic Shot doesn't connect. Could it be a 1-for-1? Good Names decide he lives. Anbo isn't able to fully connect. Glacial Prison slams down Anbo into the dirt, and once again, Good Names gets away with murder.
Yeah, just can't find the kill there. The flash Q did not land. That could have made the difference, but Caitlyn playing around the wave, not letting the Mystic Shots hit her, means she comes out on top.
Here comes Violent Chill chains, crucially do not connect, and you feel the force that this Sylas has. Ezreal so close to connecting onto that Caitlyn, but just not able to do it, and Good Names still such a power point for this team. Things are looking only the more dire for Waterloo.
Yep, and now you got 2 minutes for this next dragon. You honestly can just give it if you want. A singular like Ocean Dragon doesn't make too much of a big deal. They still have to get 3 more to get to that soul point. So we'll see if Waterloo end up fighting for it or not. But here comes an Exhaustive. You think he's going to fight him?
Yeah, if I had to put my money on it, I think he's fighting him. Inexhaustive goes now for the punt. I just lost all my money.
Nah, that's... Yeah, that's not Inexhaustive. Someone took over his computer.
Yo, can we get like a check on like if they're swapping players or something? That doesn't look like the Inexhaustive I know. But perhaps he knows how dire the situation is in this game. One wrong fight, one misposition, and one assumption where people are is going to lead to the death of Waterloo. Good Names once again has third times cutting away. This time Impale does connect and the knockup does as well.
Where's the damage?
There's no damage here from Waterloo. And the teleport is going to come in, but what can it do? Inexhaustive is not the front line that he wants to be. The Showstopper does connect. Inexhaustive, he is able to get Good Names, and that could be the turn of the fight that they need. Now 4v4, Shockwave is going to connect, but it doesn't do much. In Ambo trying to put in as much damage as he can do, flaring at every Mystic shot, but it's just not enough against the force of Alberta. They're able to clean up the map, and where it looked good for Waterloo, Alberta looks better.
Yeah, it was a great try from Waterloo there, but the engages were kind of desynced there. You know, great CC landing, but no one's there to help out. And UAlberta collapses in time. Waterloo cannot kill them all. The Anvil is just too weak. He was hitting the entire time, just couldn't kill anyone.
This Silas is now 10-1.
Oh my god.
Good Names. While he may have fallen, the rest of Alberta is happy to make that sacrifice. The Baron goes down too, and things are looking super tough in this match point for Waterloo. They'll need a miracle.
Yeah, and the timing is so perfect with the dragon about to spawn as they channel their recall, spend all their money. This Silas is going to probably have a third item, maybe a Rabadon's coming through. Just barely just not finished it yet, but I don't think Waterloo can contest this next dragon. Yeah,
this next drag, maybe if they started it immediately, like right now, they would be able to maybe contest it, but it's looking like they're just going to have to push out these waves because these Baron waves are going to be so powerful. They don't have that many turrets left as is, and now Alberta positions around this drag.
Yeah, you know, Inexhaustive is maybe trying to look. Maybe they are going to try and contest. Everyone is coming down. They're not looking to go top or anything instead, so maybe it'll be a fight. I would have liked to see, you know, Oriana maybe look for that top tower or something, but now they're looking at Inexhaustive.
Yeah, Inexhaustive was looking, but now Alberta is looking onto Inexhaustive. Who collapses on who as Violent Chill is godlike. 11-1 now on the Silas. 1,000 gold bounty. A force to be reckoned with, and these chains do hurt.
Yeah, Alberta is playing so well, still finding a pick on top of just the free dragon that was already given to them. Anbo looking for a bounty in the mid lane, but he's not even going to be able to get that, as now Cassante TPing top, not giving them top lane either.
Yeah, no response here is going to work from Waterloo. Both of these solo lanes are going to be answered. And now, how do you answer this bot side? Violent Chill just so strong. 6 grubs baroned up. It is looking tough for Waterloo.
Yeah, UAlberta has a 10k gold lead. All that's left is to close out the game to continue their win streak so far. It's just the base and one tower outside of it left.
Waterloo were looking dominant in game 1. Perhaps Alberta had met their match, but it's looking right now that Alberta is showing why they have their undefeated scoreline so far.
Yeah, and that's, I think, part of why Fearless Draft is crazy, you know? They had these crazy characters, the comp that was set up for them, but they could not use them in any of these future games. And UAlberta has just come back and been able to outclass them.
Yeah, exactly. As the gold lead continues to mount, the Baron leads continue to push. Alberta has free reign pretty much all over the map, and they're just continuing to look for picks as they've done so well throughout the entire series. Latoof could face a Karma, but I don't know if he could face all of Alberta's might right now. Full clear. Looking up towards this Rift Scuttle. Latoof, are you really willing to fight for that?
It's scary, you know. They can engage so quickly with full clear Sejuani, but for now, they're just going to be pushing the lanes in. Their siege with Caitlyn Karma is so strong as well that they should be able to just walk up and take these towers if they want.
Yeah, right now it feels so difficult. You see the bot wave 2 pushed in by Violent Chill. It looks like Waterloo's solution to the problem is pretending it's not there. Ambo, you're pushing up pretty far, buddy. The chain is going to connect to get the ultimate here from Ambo. I'm not sure exactly how much damage a True Shot Barrage could do, but with a full AP Silas, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yep, but for now, mid lane is under attack as, you know, UAlberta is taking their time with it. They do not want to do any silly throws or anything like that. Playing
Oh my
god!
god!
Yeah, that's an AP Ezreal ult coming in right there. We got a Rabadon, the Shadow Flame. Oh my god, the damage from that Ezreal ultimate was insane.
Latoof, the last paragon of hope here for Waterloo, fighting off the full force of Alberta solo. And now the rest of his team is here to help with the push. Here comes the Impale. They are able to get one. It is a pick on the good names. That's crucial for Waterloo. Are they going to continue to push? They are. Arcane shift forward. Ambo's feeling ballsy right now. Latoof with the surf over the wall. Looks like Waterloo isn't able to get more. Ambo keeps trying to find these pushes, but it's not going to connect against the full tank Cassante. But here comes the knockup. Great pick onto Ricky. Ambo forced to Arcane shift away, but he's still able to put in this damage. But Valdanio, and here comes full clear. Oh, the health bars are getting so low. Ambo, he's putting in so much work this fight. Flashes away from the Q3 from Cassante. He's still able to throw every Mystic shot that he can, but it looks like it's just not enough. Karma ultimate flashed away from, and it's still looking dire. While Waterloo had a good fight, it's just not enough.
Yeah, I think they're just so far behind at this point. Anvil played that so well mechanically, but he was just tickling everyone, honestly, with the amount of damage that he is only 2 items, while like Caitlyn is 3.5, Silas is 4 items. So just a wall of diff coming out so far. Anvo trying his best. We'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, the gold diff, he is just being unnoticed right now. True Sharp Barrage is the only thing that forces him out. There's the bit of the headshot. Valdanio is going to get so low. The shield comes through, and I don't think Ambo has his number today, but he is still putting up a fight right now.
Yeah, Anvo missing out with just like 1 auto, 1 Mystic shot away once again. You know, it's just so unlucky for him this game, as this time it's going to be Valdanio getting away scot-free.
Yeah, and now the waves slowly push into Waterloo. It feels like this game is all but said and done right now, as the Baron up in 40 seconds is going to need a miracle, an act of God, and a great Skarner ultimate to try and have a hope in this fight.
Yeah, you know, I almost don't even know if that'll make a difference. The Orianna is also so behind right now. Something because of the Silas being fed is like Orianna just could not farm in the side lane, right? She could never walk up. She had to give so much CS, and she's not even 2 items right now. She's even had to spend 800 to get some healing reduction too. Like, the Orianna is not doing damage. The Ezreal is trying his best, but also doesn't do too much damage. I feel like they are just so far behind right now that maybe if UAlberta just slowly play out for like 5 more minutes, then they can get to like 3 item spikes or something. But right now it's looking dicey.
With both Baron and Dragon up, that objective bounty is going to feel a little nice here, but there is complete darkness here for the side of Waterloo. Alberta decides to go for the Dragon, and it looks like Waterloo might be opting for a Baron attempt here as their last stand, or just a push towards mid lane, but they are now on Soul Point and turn their eyes towards the top side of the map.
Yeah, but UAlberta, they've done their homework. They've made sure to ward up the Baron so no funny business goes on, as here they come.
Here comes the True Shot Barrage. Going to connect a big chunk of damage onto good names. Latoof still lies in wait. He's looking for that critical Impale that could win his team the fight, but it's going to be so tough finding them all bunched up. Glacial Prison connects onto Ambo. He is free from it. The Impale going to connect onto 1. Everything is stacking on Waterloo, but is it enough damage? They slay Valdanio. This could be the kills that they need. Latoof is just getting gunned down in the side lane here. Inexhaustive doing his best to forward off the mighty force that is the Silas right now, and it's not enough. An ace for the side of Alberta. Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so good, but they're just way too behind as UAlberta collapse once again and march into the enemy base to get the win in this series.
You can have your Aatrox, you can have your Game 1 win, but Alberta show why they are undefeated so far in the NECC Division 1 and continue as they move on with this series, taking the win.
Yeah, a little Rakan with Ricky standing in the way, but nothing he can do as UAlberta pick up the win against the Warriors tonight as they move on with 1 more win to keep their undefeated season alive.
Yeah, Warriors Gold are going to move on to 0-3 in the division. Had some good showing, some sign of life here against the undefeated team, but at the end of the day, they weren't able to pull through.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for the Warriors, but props to UAlberta. You know, they played so well. Their macro, especially in those second and third games, were really impeccable. The prio that they had from their lanes, the Caitlyn did work. The mid jungle 2v2 performed so well in the series and really helped them capitalize on the gains that they had. And, you know, this shows why they're undefeated so far.
Yeah, credit to Alberta showing an excellent performance today. Credit to Waterloo for taking the first game off of them, but at the end of the day, they weren't able to close out the series. So that's going to be it here for us on the stream. We had an electric time watching with everybody at home, and yeah, we just hope to see some more performances like that from Waterloo, hopefully with a different ending next time.
Yeah, you know, they had spots there. The game one was so good. There's so many times where they were so close to killing. I feel bad for Ambo, man. So many times it's just one auto, one mystic shot away. But in the end, they just couldn't make it work. But hey, maybe it'll happen next week. Maybe it'll happen in their next series. Make sure to catch those in the upcoming weeks. Look out for those announcements. We'll see you next time.